Good evening everybody. I hope you've had a lovely week. Oh, and John coming straight in with a sub. Let me just switch scenes and we can say thank you appropriately. There we go. We have Oreos. It's a bit hidden behind my camera there. Let me just move that a little bit higher up. So that's over the top. There we go. So we can see that. Good evening one and all. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a lovely week of gold making so far. Good evening, Andy, John, Mark, Moshi, Lizard, Arnota, Saxon Girl. Good evening, one and all. I hope you're doing well. Adrios, also thank you very much for your 13 months, and John for your 11 months. Thank you both. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Let's see, lots of lovely emotes in the chat for you. Thank you very much indeed. And it looks like we need to also sort Mushy out. Let me just fix that up in a minute. And then we'll click that. And then we'll click that. And then we should be done. One moment. There we go. And that's all sorted. And let me just move that down. Hold on. That window's not closing. Hold on. There we go. And then now that's tiny and I can't see everything, so let's magnify that up again. There we go. There we are. I think I've got everything there. Hold on, let me just scroll that down. There we are. First, no, not quite Daryl, but good to have you here nonetheless. Thank you all. Senpai Sark, thank you very much for stopping by. I spy an 8.3 auction house, indeed. Who's excited for the new auction house? It's going to be very interesting this week coming up. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. For this week's Wowhead blog, we're going through in detail just how it works, what's new, what's changed. Now, a lot of us have probably already covered this and had a look at that in various videos and things like that. But in terms of the general populace, this will be their first time looking at it. So I thought I'd just go through it all in a bit more detail. Me, also not me. Hey, Dressing Rose, how are you? Oh, this is new. This is a new hype train thing. I've not seen this before. I've got no idea how it works, but that's amazing. Thank you very much, everyone, for your subs. Zimpao, thank you very much using your Twitch Prime for 9 months. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. Incredibly kind of you. I was waiting for the stream, but doing Mythic got distracted. No worries. It's always one of those things. There's always something to do in World of Warcraft, so it's very easy to get distracted, certainly. And one broke guy, thank you very much. Wow, 19 months, that's amazing. Thank you for your continued support. Really do appreciate it. Hold on, my screen's actually gone too big now. There we go. And what have we got here? Kaylin coming in with the cheer as well. Wow, amazing. Thank you, everyone. Really, really kind of you. 8.3 is coming out this weekend, this reset day. So it will be for Tuesday for NA and Wednesday for EU. I fear Hexgrief will be shown alongside Deep Seed. Do me a favour and search the auction house with nothing on the search bar and then the container tab selected. Yes, so what I did, I was having a look at this earlier and I was looking at containers and to see if you would actually have an upgrade and whether it would show everything. We don't have a lot on the bags at the moment. I just put some of these Mage Weave bags on earlier. What I need to do is make up some Hexweave bags and then see if I can do something with that and see how they show up on the auction house. Maybe a deep sea bag as well. We'll have a look at that and we'll see what happens, Rose. But I've got a feeling we might be okay. It all depends on what shows up really on the auction house. Zanzaful, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Almost time to level a Mechanome, exactly. And Wave, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. It's going to be very interesting. Lots of new stuff to experience. Let me have a look, just see if the Wowhead blog's actually gone live yet. And yes, it has. It literally has. So let me find the link for that, and I'll put that in our commands, and we'll update that. One moment. And Gumdrops, thank you very much for your Prime for 7 months. It's amazing. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for your support. Really is appreciated. And Vesta coming in there. Thank you both for stopping by. Hope you're having a lovely weekend so far. There we go. Wow, this hype train is certainly going. Up to 83% already. Wow. So I'm very excited for 8.3 coming out. Big shout out to the TSM team, obviously, for getting TSM ready in time, which is amazing. So thank you for that too. And Xanthaful, 400 bits as well. Thank you very much indeed. And Theberian, thank you very much for the follow as well. Very kind of you. I saw a screenshot of someone searching leather tab, and it showed leather from most expansions on page 1. So you think your bags will have to go down to deep sea to be competitive, i.e. make 300 gold per bag instead of 1300. It may be that case, Rose, but maybe we'll be able to offset that with at least a volume of sales, if nothing else. Marsba, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Yes, it's incredibly exciting with 8.3 around the corner. Let me just have a look. I was doing the command, wasn't I? One moment, and then everything came over. Commands, and then Wowhead. Let's just edit this. I'll get this sorted. And submit that. And then that should work. So link to the article should take us straight up to the new one, which I'll bring over here, and we'll go through this on stream, which is pretty much what I've got here on the PTR auction house anyway. So I am essentially just going through here and going through all the different features and things of the 8.3 auction house. Let me just move that round so I can see everything there. Hold on. Badge Hunter, how are you? And Game Cat, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Let me just move that window back up there. And I think the problem with this hype train is it's interfering with my chat window. I can't quite see everything, but there we go. I'll make that a little bit bigger. We have Oreo next to us. He's just up in the top right corner at the moment, just whilst we're going to go through this at the moment. If bags work like this instead, indeed, you might need to create and list your Hexweave bags now, hoping for sales. We'll have a look, definitely. I'm doing very well, thank you, Game Cat. Yeah, let's have a look at this Hexweave bag. Let's see what I can actually make as a tailor. I'm not sure if I can actually make a Hexweave bag. We can maybe make... How much Hexweave do we have on us? We have 78. Maybe we can make something. We can do something with a cooldown, as this is on the PTR anyway. And then we are close. We're at 98. So maybe a quick pop over to the garrison. We'll fix that one up, and we should be all right. I've received a level 1 hype train emote. Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. That's incredibly kind of you. There we go. Level 1 completed. I have no idea what that means, but thank you all. It's incredibly kind. Thank you for all your support coming in. Kiddo221, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. I won't do this just yet. This is on PTR, so I'm not going to get too involved here. Let me just move on round, and then we'll see if I can get a little bit of extra Hexweave, and then see what it looks like on the auction house compared to the deep sea, perhaps. I don't obviously have any work orders going, so that's going to be interesting. Maybe we'll make the Hexweave with the primal cooldown. Let's do that instead. Have I got some primal spirits on me? Hexweave cloth we've got there. Hexweave embroidery. That reroll secondary properties. We don't want that. What do I want? Filters wise, we've got all that. It might be called something else. Let's have a look. One moment. I'll have a look. Phil Zanator, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Oh, there we go. We've got the Hype Griffin 4. Look at that. New emote coming in. That's fantastic. There we go. Spending the week doubling down on your cards in case your bag Empire will fall. You've got 2 alts and more. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you got yourself sorted. Excellent. There we go. That's fantastic. Angry Ed Picardo, hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. And have we got everything else in here? It's primal weaving I'm looking for. Thank you, Drizzling Rose. I knew it was something. Hex isn't going to do it, is it? Primal weaving. That was the one I was thinking of. Let's create some of those. Make ourselves a little bit of extra hex weave. Once you get that going through. Not sure how else I'm followed. I'm pretty sure we followed Daisy. No worries. Good to have you following twice, if nothing else. So thank you very much. So we'll go through and we'll do that. I'm not sure what I can make in terms of, because obviously we're on the PTR here. So we can make a hex weave bag. Let's create that. Just want to see how they appear on the auction house, really. I do actually have the things I need for a deep sea bag. Let's go Kultiran. Deep sea bag. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Deep sea satin. Now, I did have some on the auction house. How can I easily get some deep sea satin, I wonder? Would it be a case of going back onto the main realm, copying a character over that's got some deep sea satin? It might be a bit convoluted. I'll have a look on the auction house as well. Let's just head on back anyway. We'll have a look. Speckert, how are you? Thanks for coming by. Just returned to the game after more than a year and trying to figure out how best to move the loads of stuff you have sitting in bags from before. It's an interesting one. Is that Jollet? Thank you very much. Lots of materials. I would say try and divide it up into categories and take it one step at a time and see how you get on. There's no harm in just hoarding stuff for a while until you've got round to it. Gindy, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Something is wondering, do items stack up to more than 5,000, since that was the max amount that you can post at once? So let's have a look. We can test a few different things out here. So in terms of nylon thread, I'm not sure what I've got in my bank. Let's have a look. I might still have a load of Tide Spray left, but I don't know if it will actually stack in 200 or 5,000, or whether the stacks will remain the same, but your auction house posting limit will be different, perhaps. Let's have a look, and let's go through my bags. So we've got a load of Tide Spray here. So let's just bring up a whole load of this. So the stacks remain, obviously, here, coming across. I don't see any real means of combining them into a stack, but how much have I got on me here at the moment? Inventory 2,300. Let's go more than that. Let's go /tsm get dyed. Let's get all the Tide Spray. There we go. And then we can go and have a look at the auction house and see what happens then when we try and post that. That could be interesting. What else I miss? I think it will take a chance on the uncanny gear. I think there's a good chance. I think obviously a lot of other people will, so I've got no idea what the actual sales will be. We had this with the Notorious gear. A lot of people started off with it, and the sales were a bit disappointing compared to Sinister gear. But then they have remained consistent throughout their whole lifespan, so they've been alright so far. Maceo, thank you very much for using your Prime. 15 months, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your support. That is really appreciated. See lots of emotes in the chat for you. Thank you very much indeed. Apologies if I miss anything in the chat. It is moving rather fast at the moment. We're going to try and go through a few different things today. So we're mainly focusing on from the Wowhead blog at the moment. Let's have a look. Mulder, why are the best picks for many classes like Hunters, Demon Hunters, Paladins and Mages? I guess that's just how it is, really, isn't it? Right one too, good afternoon to you, I hope you're doing well. Held a message for reason. We'll post it in chat. Right, okay. I'm not sure that's anything different. The auto mod's just kicked in weirdly there. Let me allow that one. Mulder, I can't see anything interesting with that one. I think that's gone through. Hold on one moment. There we go. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Amashi. Right, okay, so lots of things. Spirit the Road, good afternoon to you too. Wolf, go to try and hammer the transmog tab with complicated crafts in the new auction house and hope some sales. It's going to be very interesting. I wonder what people are going to be doing first time looking at it and just trying it out. I imagine a lot of people will go here and they'll go, okay, let's have a look. Let's go through, and the first thing I'm thinking people are going to be looking at is upgrades only and uncollected only, perhaps. So if I selected uncollected only, and let's just select weapons. Let's do armor and do a search for that. So these are things that I haven't got at the moment. So anyone who's in a mind for collecting appearances, I haven't collected any of these appearances. I know there are other add-ons that currently do this, but to have this built into the auction house at the moment, I think is going to help a lot of people who don't normally use it or use add-ons. Smallcats, thank you very much for your Prime. Very much appreciated. Pretty sure you reset like 2 weeks ago, but okay, Twitch, you do you. Exactly. Might drive sales as well. I know it's going to be interesting, certainly. Especially some of the older things, older expansion items, maybe some trade skill things that we haven't thought of selling before. Something like blue overalls and various tailoring bits and pieces. Obviously leatherworking, blacksmithing as well. We'll probably get a few things here. Chapter, how are you? Thanks for coming. Doing very well, thank you very much. Sure. Collection shop made you buy a lot. Exactly. I think that was the add-on Mushy was selling the other day. Collection shop. I haven't used it myself because I'm not a massive all the things collector. But I would be, if I had the gold burning a hole in my pocket, I'd be going through and buying all of these and then collecting the appearances. And then the other thing I'd be doing would be looking at the filter and going upgrades only as well. I've got no idea if there's going to be any upgrades here for armour for me, because obviously I've got a reasonable eye level at the moment, and I don't think many people have put many things on the auction house on the PTR yet. We'll have a see. We're all the same. Probably make you even buy more stuff. Yeah, I think so. Thanks for being part of the procrastination shuffle you're going on. It's a blast of self-hate and misery. Yeah, the shuffle is a great thing to have going on in the background. I've got a whole, on Samadan on retail, I've got a whole load of bracers just waiting to be sorted out. You might have to do a little bit of that on stream before I can actually get to any gold that I might have made this week, but we'll have a look at that one. What was the name of my server? It was Shadow Song on EU. You resized your TSM Bank UI and now the buttons are so tiny you can't see them. Is there a way to default the view? Ooh, I don't know if you can default it. Is there a way you can just literally drag the corner and make it bigger again? Because in any of the TSM windows you can drag the bottom right corner, and if you want to make it super small you hold shift down and then you can make it go like really small like that, but you have to be able to see that little bottom corner and then hold shift down and rescale it back up. I don't know if there is a default option. There we go, I just right clicked on it. That looked like it did something. Shift right click on that little corner. So we go that, we've got a small size window there. If I shift right click on this corner, there we go, it seems to reset to default. There we go. I wonder if just right click works. Let me try that. If I right click it on its own, yes, just right click it, you don't have to hold shift down. There we go, learning something new every day. That's pretty cool. Yeah, shift right click and resets indeed, actually. No problem. Yep, you got over 1,000 greens, yeah, that's the thing, there's a lot of stuff. Kejos, how are you? You're new here, welcome aboard, I hope you're doing very well. If you do have any questions, be sure to shout them out in chat. Welcome on board. We're just going through the Wowhead, or the kind of, we're doing a mix really, because we've got the, where's my window gone? Can't find that one. Not that one. Well, let's move this one over anyway. There we go. I've got two of them. let's close that one down. So we're going through the Wowhead blog, which is a in-depth look at the 8.3 auction house as it's coming out next week. So we're going through all the different functions. We'll have a test of it. We'll go through all the different the filters, which we've just been talking about now, the favorites, and then all the different tabs of buying and selling. Just give it a little bit of a test for this first hour, just see how things are on the PTR. Obviously, once we get to retail, this is going to be very different because the volume of stuff that's going to be on the auction house is going to be very, very interesting. So we don't necessarily have to have the blog up for this. We'll just go through that, but that is on there at the moment. If you do want to see it, Wowhead will take you to that one. There we go. What did I miss? Why would you wait to shovel greens? That's because you'll be getting the expulsum from there, and we need a lot of expulsum for all our uncanny gear. You stopped posting the cheap stuff on the day the filter was announced. Yeah, I can imagine. You have a demon hunter on my server. Give you advice what professions to take. It's 120 with low gear. I guess the gear doesn't matter. It's fairly easy to level up. It depends on what professions you enjoy. Obviously, I think alchemy is quite strong right now, but you have to go through and get the tools of the trade on that one. The same with enchanting. If you pair that with tailoring, you really could do with getting the tools of the trade on both of those. Leatherworking is fairly simple to get into, and you could just do the uncanny gear and drums of fury and get some decent sales with that for your demon hunter. My demon hunter does the same on Shadow Song and does quite well out of just notorious gear and drums of fury. That's an option, certainly. Student's going to have a field day selling transmogs with the new auction house. Yes, I bet he is. Although I wonder if the market... isn't he on Argent Dawn's server, or is that just one of his many servers? I can't remember. Obviously, that's a slightly different server as well. Wow, I've missed loads of things on the chat. Hold on, let me have a look. Lizard, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Interested in just chucking all your vendor and old world mats on the auction house with minimal deposit for once. Yes, hopefully that deposit price. I haven't done a full-on check of the deposit price yet, but that will be interesting to have a look at, certainly. Have you seen the mats for uncanny gear? Yes, there is a lot of expulsum and a lot of the other things. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think I've really stockpiled on a lot of the stuff, so I'm going to be slightly out of my depth in terms of how much I can craft, depending on my server prices, really. Going to be brutal after a few days just to have stock. Yeah, I got a feeling if you're in a position like me where I haven't hoarded a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got a fair amount of Tide Spray, so that's a good start. But the other materials, I'm a bit sort of less stocked up on, shall we say? Yeah, especially on the non-high pops. Well, he has another one on Sylvanas. Oh, right, okay. GG Laser, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Most people are desperate to sell things before the expansion. I guess it's because the auction house changed. These people are not sure if they can make money as easy as before. It could be. It's always going to be a change, and people trying to anticipate the change may anticipate wrong. You know, they go left when maybe they should be going right. So it's a very interesting thing to just watch and see. And if you happen to see something that you think is a bargain for yourself, then hopefully snap it up. Your main server is Kazakh, and you have all professions. This week, you made a record 1.1 million for 6 days. Wow, that's pretty good going, chapter. EU's got 2 world crests for expulsion at the moment for cooked meals, the sailor's pies and fish and chips. Oh, good call, Adrian. I'll have to have a look at that when I go over to retail. The thing we were looking at the moment, we were just going to test out bags. Now, in terms of, let's pop on my hexery bag that I made. See if I got the room for it somewhere. It's here, this one. So let's add that in. Let's just go for let's call it 1200 gold for now. We're going to just go with buyout mode. I mean, we could put the bid on. Let's test that out. Not 100. There we go, 100. There's no other items on here anyway, so we'll post that on. And then we'll have a look. Deep sea satin we were going to look for. So let's see if we can do a search for that. Deep sea satin. I think these aren't actually mine. There's 5 available, so let's favourite that, and then we have a look and we'll buy this. There's only 5 of them, so we'll buy that. And then let's go over and check. I think I've got too much. Oh no, I've got one space for 1 at the moment. Let's open that up, and then oh, I've got a few other things here. Those are things expiring, perhaps. Let me have a look. Let's open this one. Got a little bit of deep sea satin there, and tie spray linen. The Maidry bags are there, but I don't think I have. Now, this was all my testing from earlier. I don't think I have any more deep sea satin, unfortunately. To make 500 expulsum this weekend so far. That's pretty good going, definitely. Very good going indeed. Snapped up a ton of Chalderai silk cloth. Good idea, Marsba. For people on Taramil EU, good luck setting prices on patch day when people post all their normal prices after the reset. Yeah, this is the danger really, is looking at this, because the prices are going to be a bit like they are here. They're just going to be all over the place. These aren't representative of the market values. It's only when you've got a tooltip like TSM that's going to be able to tell you what things are worth. So it's going to be very interesting indeed. Have I actually got TSM working at the moment? I have, haven't I? Maybe I have to go and turn my tooltips on. Maybe it's because I haven't got a hold of the database this way, because it's on PTR perhaps. That's probably most likely. I don't think I've got any TSM data here. What else did I miss here? If you're fast online after reset, auction house will be empty. They'll post normal price with TSM. Yes, it's going to be interesting, very much so. Imagine the sniping possibilities. Yes, Drizzling Rose, that's true actually, because sniping will still work. I wonder how TSM is going to perform on like the busy servers when it's scanning the whole auction house. That's going to be very interesting to find out, certainly. Oh, looks like Oreo's just disappeared, so I'll just turn his camera off for the moment. We'll have a look. So, in terms of bags, what were we looking for? We're looking at containers here, and we'll do a search for all containers. So we currently have Hexweed bags and Maidry bags here. Now, if the deep sea bag was here, it would also come up as a 30 slot bag. So people will be able to quite easily just look at this and compare it quite easily. I'm sure Oreo will be back. He's just probably gone off for some food. A wild Oreo disappeared. Oh, tell me about it. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go this week. Recently got into that. It was very much a lot of fun. Keep getting a message about things coming off the auction house when 8.3 is live, but when I go to post, it just states confirming with no action. Interesting, Dakota. Is that with TSM? Cadro, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Turn cam off, pick cat up and sit in front of the cam. Unfortunately, Oreo would just run away. He doesn't really like cuddles unless they're on his terms. Gellins, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. No, I'm not sure about that one, Dakota. If anyone else has any suggestions in chat, using TSM with this new pop-up doesn't seem to work correctly. If that's what someone was referring to. Right, it could be. Let's have a look at TSM at the moment. So this should work on auctioning. Let's have a look shopping wise. Let's do a search for bag just to have a look, see how things are. So this is all working fine, but because it doesn't obviously TSM doesn't show the slots and things, this is going to be the interesting one. People looking for these and just going, okay, what's going to be a good size slot bag to go for? It's very obvious here. It's very much buyer favored, which is which is the best way to be, really, because that means more people buying things. So the fee would not be refunded. I think the fix will be waiting until after patch release and the message goes away. Oh, right, okay. It's while posting. Right, okay. Warning should come up if you try to post something that will get affected. Right, okay. I see. Can't wait to lose all my gold. Thought as much. Just build it at the ton post when 8.3 hits. I think that would probably be the best way, just to so you're not bridging that difference between the two. I haven't tried posting anything on retail. I'll have a look at that later. So this could be an interesting development for hexweave bags, certainly, when you get them compared directly with deep sea bags. So I think it's going to be interesting, yes, in terms of like seeing the prices of all these all together. I think, what else have we got here in terms of selling things? We covered most things, I think, in the Wowhead blog, and then we just went through. Oh, we were talking about the post cap of 5,000. So let's pop on our Tide Spray linen, and let's post the maximum amount says 9,833. So if we put this on for 10 gold each, deposit of 30, let's create the auction. So that has all gone on as 9,833 in one go. But I still seem to have some stuff in my bag. Interestingly, I have... How many do I have? I still have 8,000 in my bags. Interesting. So let's just do a little search here. Let's put in Tide Spray. So Tide Spray linen, available 9,833. Let's have a look at, and these are ticked. This is because this is my auction. Let me just close my bags down. So we did post some of them up, but I still have some here. So let's have a look. Let's try and sell some more. There we go. Let's try maximum again. 8695. That's a very interesting number. Let's create that auction. Now we have 18,000 on. And that's pretty much everything there, I think, looking at all of that. If we then go have a look here, and if we do make it as a favourite, Tide, we'll have a look at that, and we'll add that on as a favourite. Click that, or you can right click it. Looks like Oreo's come back. So let's pop his camera back on. Where's that gone? Oreo's camera. There he is. Oh, and he's walking away. Come back, Oreo. A Gold Queen, 9 months. Thank you very much. Incredibly kind of you for your support. Thank you very much indeed for your support. Let's see lots of emotes of the Gold Queen. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely week so far. Are you still enjoying Classic Gold Queen? And what did I miss on chat? There's loads of stuff I missed here. Do apologise. The chat's been going so fast I can hardly see it. Rip Hexweave prices. I've got a feeling, Rose, yeah, they definitely will drop down. Ripbox Now servers will find out if they can handle the billion posting in 10 minutes. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? At least you make them with 100% farmed organic mats, just less income. Yeah, that's a good point. If everything anyone is posting into one combined stack, can you confirm if the latest item posted will be the first item to sell, or is it the oldest items at the moment? I can't confirm it because I can't buy my own auctions. I'd have to have 2 characters on here to do that. But the way I've read it, Text Lady, is that it will be the last person to put them on will be the first person to sell. So it would be more beneficial for me, rather than posting on all this Tide Spray linen in one big massive amount, would be to actually go and post some on at the beginning of my session, and then come back maybe half an hour later, post some more on, and then maybe just before I finish for bed, then go and post another lot on. Something like that might work. With the recommended prices, manipulating map prices will be a thing. I think so. I think so. For those that know what the true market value is, you can see people pushing them up, pushing them down, trying to get some good bargains. It's going to be very interesting, certainly. Looks like Oreo's actually gone behind me here, so I don't think I need to have his camera on at the moment. He's gone off to snuggle up with some fleas. Week 9 in the card diamond, total value of 307 gold, that's pretty good going. Average went down to 550, but still 4 times the profit for the mats. Let's just hope the mat price doesn't go up on the new auction house release. Yes, that's going to be interesting. Everything's going to change, I think, slightly on the auction house release, and then we're going to have to adapt. We'll probably all make a few mistakes posting things on at our regular old prices, and then I'm sure things will settle down afterwards. But there's lots of interesting stuff going on with the auction house. I'm very excited for what's going to come out, and I think it just looks great. I think having your favourites coming up straight away, that's a really nice feature. Just having them straight up here, so I could look for all my things that I want to look for, like Tide Spray or anything else, and it'll be straight there. And it's it's very fast on the PTR. How it works on each of the servers is going to be interesting, certainly. Suppose you have 30,000 herbs at 20 gear pop. Someone's posting 23 at 4 gold. Wouldn't do much. Exactly, in terms of volume, someone will just very quickly buy those cheaper ones up and then go on from there. Mistakes are the best and fastest way to learn. Exactly, Gold Queen. As long as you spot them. I know it took me a few sales of rich purple silk shirts at 8 gold to make me realise that I really should be putting them on at 5,000 gold. How well does TSM operate within your auction house? Can you tell from the PTR? From what I've tested so far, it all works fine. I haven't got actually any groups set up at the moment, but with my initial sort of like investigations, it seems to work quite well. Oh, been disconnected. Looks like I'm alright on the moment in terms of the stream data. Hold on. Maybe the server came down. Hold on, let me just have a look into that. It could be that the server just went down. And let's have a look. Maybe in preparation. Maybe it just had a crash. Let's have a look. See if that comes back up. Logging into the game server. Let's have a look. Seem alright so far. Okay, let's try again. We'll come back in and there we go. Should be alright. So you can only buy the cheapest auction. What if you're wanting to buy stacks of 200? Do you have to buy up all the small stacks? Well, stacks are no longer a thing, GG Laser, so it will be basically you buy the quantity that you want. So say you wanted to buy, you won't actually be buying up all those individual small stacks. If I wanted to buy something, if we switch to this, and let's look for something. I think Augment Runes, I had a few of those on. Let's have a look. There's 172 available. They're all at one price. I was looking for something that's at different prices. Let me have another search, see if I can find something on here, or I can do something myself. Dark Moon Daggermore, they're all, because this is PTR, it's all down to what a few people have put on. So let me just test something out. Let me say, do some quick navigations, something like that. So I'll go for that. Just close these down. Bring that up. Now my bags need to be here. So if I sell this one, and then bring that up, and then quick navigation. If we do one of those at, say, 10 gold, create auction. Let's just close this down, and let's post another one up. We don't want 11, we want 4 at 100 gold. Helps if I can type. Unit price, hold on. I want that at 10. Oh, it looks like my keyboard's not working. Is it my keyboard or have I pressed something? Let me try. Oh, oh, we got the quantity up here. There we go. I spotted it. Finally. This is how you spot your mistakes, just by trying things out. And there we go for that, and do 2 at 50, create that auction, and then we'll do the 9 at, see now we've got 2 on here, it's telling me which ones there are, so let's say we want to go 100 for these ones, and create that auction. So these are all my auctions on, so if I was then to buy those, enchant, so if I was to go and buy these, I can't buy them myself, but because I've posted these on myself. But if I was to then want to say, okay, I want to buy 3 of these, then it will automatically buy this one at 10 gold, and then these 2 at 50 gold. If I wanted to buy 4 of them, oh, we've gone off again. It looks like the PTR is a bit unstable at the moment, but you get the gist of that. Hopefully, let me just reset that one up in a moment. Do apologise. Hold on, let me go through. If this doesn't work, I'll just go back to retail and we'll see what happens there. So what did I miss? Apologies anyone if everyone who came in. Cat Trash, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you Rico as well for the BRB screen. That's one I made myself. That's part of my starting soon as well. Let's go back to the scene. There we go. And let's try one more time. And if this bombs out again, we'll go over to retail. Because I think we've covered most things in the auction house at the moment. Reset all your TSM things to match market price instead of undercutting. Yes, I think that would be the main thing to do in your auctions, is to go through and there's no need to undercut. And TSM by default with new operations, they'll have the automatic default undercut taken off. Demon Status, thank you very much for the follow. Resetting depends on volume. When someone posts 600 identical contracts at a silly price, it's hard to justify resetting the price. Yeah, because of that massive amount of that stock you'd have to buy up. Could you actually resell it? It's an interesting one. I seem to have lost my favourites at this stage. So let's just go back in and have a look. And we'll set that as a favourite. There we go. And we're also looking up that enchant, weren't we? So, no, helps if I spell that correctly. Enchant, quick navigation, we're looking at those, there we go. And then, can I favourite that from there? Yes, I can. There we go. That's easy. Snackham, how are you? Just wondering if there's any changes you need to do in material tab for herbs. It depends what you mean. I mean, I tend to use average buy myself for a lot of stuff, but I tend to buy my herbs rather than go out and farm them. It's going to be interesting because some people will still be undercutting at the beginning just because they either don't understand the new system or haven't changed their groups. Yes, most likely, Ollie. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with mine. If I've got the time, I'll probably go through and just test them a small section at a time, and then go through and try and make sure everything is working correctly, rather than just using TSM as normal. I think it will take a little bit of careful operations and a little bit of tweaking, so I think that's probably the sensible thing to do, although in my enthusiasm I'm sure I'll probably just end up going to TSM and just posting all the things the way I normally do. Time to open 50,000 worth of gold purses on your... That's a lot to open. Good, interesting. Yeah, we got that. You got 4 shirts from QWERTY. They are cute and fit great. Oh, excellent, Kaylin. Glad you enjoy them. This one I've got on the moment is a nice Star Wars Apocalypse Now mashup, which I really like. It's got some TIE fighters going off in the background. With all the familiar faces here, I wonder if Sam is Kuhn's lost brother. Most likely. I think me and Kuhn share very similar sensibilities, and it's great that we can both sort of like stream and have similar audiences and yet also be successful in our own right. I mean, I wish Kuhn all the success. He's doing really well at the moment, so I can only say good things about him. Those who haven't, I'm sure you all have, but shout out to Kuhn. There we go. If those are haven't followed him, go over and give him a follow. Very much more of the same of what you got here, although with more of an emphasis on all the things rather than just gold making. Delete all your operations for materials. Just keep transmog and recipes posting. Then one just to text. Better waste 1 to 2 hours of time than 500,000 gold. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Specker. It's very kind of you to say so. Wise Guy, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. It's a fine evening. And Caleb, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're all doing well. So is there anything anyone else wants to look at on the 8.3 auction house? I can cover anything here if I can possibly, looking at a few things, because this will be interesting, looking at recipes and then going onto the filter and uncollected only and doing a search for those. That's going to be really nice. So Winter Vale Eggnog, didn't realise I didn't actually have that one, so that would be a nice thing to buy. Buyout price is 35 gold. There are 3 on there. No, there's 1 on there. Let's buy that. There we go. I bent my tiefling, love the name. Thank you very much for the follow. The mailbox, it's difficult to test it at the moment because it looks fine on here. The Tsm mailbox, obviously this is at 15 seconds, which is the big difference. The reset time is 15 seconds. If I were to, let's say for example, we've got all my Tide Spray linen that I've got on here. So let's take this and let's cancel one of those auctions, like the 8,000. Let's cancel that one. So that should get mailed back to me. So now we have the Tide Spray linen has come in as 1 mail, which is really amazing. And then all the Tide Spray linen is in there as 1 attachment. So if I could take all of that, then hopefully all my Tide Spray linen will come in, which is a lot more useful. Interestingly, that has only done the first lot of it. I wonder if we go back to this one and let's say, do we take all attachments? Don't think it's showing it there. Don't want to click on all of those. Let's just click open all mail and see what happens. Those should go through. Interesting. Internal mail database error. So I think we broke it. It looks like. Because I don't think we got all our Tide Spray there. How much have we got in our bags? Bags 6,400. So I'd say I'm missing some. There's some more in there again. So it looks like we have to wait on each refresh. It looks like it's limited to, how many is there at any one time? I think there's about 12, isn't there? Hold a maximum of 16 stacks of 200. Yes, it looks like it, doesn't it? They can hold no more than 12 stacks. So it seems like getting hold of that, and then it has to come through, and then you have to keep on reopening it as it comes through. So that's going to be interesting. What did else we miss? Oh, looks like we've gone off again. Okay, I'm going to go over to retail, as this keeps on crashing out on me. One moment, I'll swap on over. Let's quit out of that, and then I'll go on over to retail, because it seems like poor World of Warcraft just keeps dying on me at the moment. But if you do have any more questions, be sure to check out the Wowhead blog and put any comments there as well. Should have added an easier way to mass scrap in 8.3, make crafting so much more appealing overall. This is very true. The scrapping interface and the time it takes to do it is incredibly slow, certainly. Promising that it's going live on Tuesday, and the PTR keeps crashing. Well, fingers crossed. That might have just been my poor Mr. Potato. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, hold on. We should be going back. There we go. Coming back in. on Samadan. Now Samadan does have a whole load of tie spray linen to process, so I'm going to try and go through that whilst looking at the chat to make sure I can keep on top of everything, because ideally what I want to do here is disenchant all the blues, and myself, I'm going to send all these greens over to Irfan, because he's going to deal with the rest of those. So let me just go through this. What I'm going to do is put this on one side. Oh, I've got some expires here as well, actually. So first order of the day would be to disenchant just the blues I've got on me. We'll do that manually here, because that's the easiest way of just making sure I can do it, and then we'll get into a process of doing these as we go. And then we'll test it first so we in EU can get the the perfect version day later. It always seems to wait, although I've got a feeling it's going to be a week or two before everything settles down, certainly. And myself. Don't disenchant myself, no. Yeah, we don't want me turned into veiled crystals. That would be bad, certainly. So I've got 134 expulsum on Samadan. Not a huge amount. But with all this tie spray that I do have, I should be able to generate some more expulsum as I use it up. And so that's all done. So then what I'll do is then use my group to send tie spray to Irfan, my demon hunter. There we go. You turn into a triple choc cookie. That'd be awesome. And did it to Gul'dan in the Nighthold cinematic. He did. Turned him into Fel, didn't he? And right, okay, so we've got some space here. We can take our expires, and then we'll repost those on first, and then we'll come back and post everything else on. I could probably do with moving my camera back over the other side to its usual position. Hold on, let me just move it back on over. There we go, I'm not used to being on that side. And then we'll move the mailbox over here. There we go. Pretty big update of some of the old Spaghetti Auction House mailbox code. Yeah, I'd hate the anxiety. Sometimes same things they are. Yeah, you like it's all the change, and it's going to potentially break, and it's going to be very interesting just to see how much things break and how people cope with it. But like you, I like things as they are, but I'm also interested with sort of like how it's going to develop, and maybe some new opportunities will come out as a result. Fingers crossed. Okay, so we've got 23 left. Let's do a reload, I think, and then we'll go through and just finish that off. So putting average buy on mat prices would be best if you don't farm your mats. That's what I personally tend to do for my materials, as my main way of getting them, certainly. And Zazu, how are you? Saying about new patches, and hey, Samadan in chat. I'm doing very well, thank you. How about yourself? And yeah, how are you? Good to see you online. For all disenchanting people out there, try this. I'll only disenchant blue braces, not greens. Cast disenchant. Use item 16984. Okay, thank you for sharing that one, yeah. Good to know. Now for 8.3. Hold on, let's just do this whilst I'm reading. Let's pick up the expires. We'll get our gold from sales right away, or is that happening on Shadowlands? Now, I think they did say that it will go back to an hour. The reason it's only immediate at the moment is for testing on the PTR. So as far as I understand it, we will get that delay of an hour still. If no one farms though, where do said mats come from? This is true. We basically need people to farm. Mainly in the volumes we need. Quite often it will be someone who is multi-boxing, or someone who is able to at least go out and spend a decent amount of time farming everything up. There we go. Payment delay is 15 minutes. Oh, right, okay. Oh, 15 minutes isn't bad, actually. 15 minutes is absolutely fine. To all the braces, or just cloth braces. Oh, I missed one from earlier. You did mean cloth braces. Haven't tested it on other ones. Yes, I think that's just cloth ones. And then there'd probably be a different item number for the others, wouldn't it? Right, let's post all of this lot on. Seems to be reasonable prices at first scan. I'll get all of that on. As we have more than 48 hours to at least try and sell these, we should be okay for the moment. And then I'll probably not repost things before 8.3 comes out, just to make sure that I've got everything myself. Plecto, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Wish you a whole stream, but got to go work tomorrow, so signing off. No worries, Snackham, thank you very much for stopping by. Really appreciate your company. Alright, those lot are posted on. Let's just deal with the rest of my expires, and then we'll get to the rest of the 1500 mail, which is mainly tide spray braces, which we need to do a little bit of a balancing act across them. Neresis, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Going to pull everything out of the mail and off the auction house Monday night. Better empty mailboxes too, yes, just in case. Like you said, it's because of the... it's a lot of code, and I would hate for things to start getting lost. Like, for instance, I've got all these braces in the mail. I really wouldn't want those to get lost at this stage. Alright, I'll just do a reload on that. Mirror Tap, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Deep sea bag is 300 gold. That means price per fur is down to 3 gold per fur from a value of 10-ish, so it's almost worth it for you to make the fur into cards of Omen instead. There we go, that could work. PvE or PvP? I am pretty much PvE. I'm on a PvE server. I've always have been. When I was doing Classic, I was on a PvE server. The only time I do PvP is usually when there's something I need to get, like Marks of Honor, and then I'll do the odd Battleground from time to time. I'm not that good, but it's fun to do as something different nonetheless. Alright, a whole lot more expires coming through. Let's deal with those. Feel sorry for anyone who uses the mailbox for storage. Yes, we know a few that do. You're going to inflate the gold economy all by yourself at this rate. Yeah, if you've got that market cornered, then there's certainly opportunity to manipulate prices. Alright, let's do another reload, I think. Get a load of this stuff off the auction house. Well, out of the mailbox and on the auction house, rather. And then we'll deal with everything else once we've gone on from here. So we'll do all the expires, mainly in chance at the moment, so they don't take up a lot of bag space. Of your 3 big gold making methods, 2 of them is from vendors, which is pretty good, I'd say. You got a nice niche there, certainly. Just a single server, how much gold does that generate in a single day from quests, vendor, etc.? Yeah, I hadn't even thought about the numbers on that. But interesting. I wonder if Blizzard have those kind of stats. That'd be lovely to see, sort of like gold coming into servers, and then gold being spent on items, and then gold transferred between characters. And I wonder how much getting the Long Boy has taken out of all the servers' gold reserves. I'd love to have an idea on those kind of numbers. 1300 unshowed mails. You'd love that 100 mailbox with 15 seconds reload right now. Absolutely, Speckett. I definitely would like that, because I'm having to hit the reload at the moment. But this is one of the things I'm really looking forward to, is the mailbox changes. But we do need to deal with all of this lot. So I need to take it off, put it on, see if we can get some sales, and then I'll probably take things off. I haven't really got the storage for a lot of these 300 odd items. So maybe I'll just pop them in the guild bank. Or I might have to make another guild just to pop them in. Or how much the WoW token has taken out of the servers. Yeah, that's another one as well. Although, the WoW token doesn't exactly take it out of the servers, does it? Because you selling it and means that someone else has bought it. So the gold is effectively just being transferred from one person to another one. What's the mailbox changes? So the mailbox, at the moment, the maximum number of mails is 50. That's being increased to 100. And then instead of refreshing every minute, it's going to refresh every 15 seconds. So those two things alone are going to be massive improvements. And then as we tested a few minutes ago, a lot of your auctions are going to get condensed into smaller stacks. So it's going to be more items in one mail, which is even better. Gold domestic product, yeah. Never do. I think the extinction event is the single biggest gold sink they ever have in WoW. But is BFA the first expansion with deflation instead of inflation? Ever since the token was added, it's been going up, with the one exception of BFA launch, where it went from 350 to gold to 250. Yes, I think BFA saw quite a significant amount of deflation, mainly I think personally because of people buying the long boy, and then a lot of the passive methods of making gold being removed at the same time. So then it got harder to make the gold as easily. A welcome mail change, long overdue to be honest. Yes, absolutely. The same with the auction house. It's been a long time in coming. So I'm incredibly excited for the new changes, even though it's going to mess everything up. Right, we've got some sales in here amongst everything. So we can have a look at those. I'll do the posting of what I've got at the moment first, before everything expired. I'll deal with that first, and then we'll come back and have a look. Why is a weird pop-up not popping for me when I post? Could it be because I'm on EU and my reset day isn't until Wednesday? That could be an option. Maybe it updated between earlier when you tried and 3 hours ago and now. It could be that. That would be my first thought. You hated BFA for the first 3 months, coming from Legion, losing all that power leveling down instead of up, and the amount of bugs present was maddening. There was so much going on. I didn't notice personally, but I know BFA wasn't the same for everyone. So we have, okay, now we're into the Tide Spray section. So we do have 15,000 in sales, mainly food here from the looks of things. The odd piece of Notorious gear. Obviously I'm not going to make any more Notorious gear now, but if I do get some more sales, that's going to be useful. So we'll take that 15,000 gold. Glad you bought a Longboy before quitting the game for the last year. Have a decent cushion of gold, so you can just play around with some things for 8.3. Exactly, do what's fun, and as best you can, being in that position where you can just afford to play is definitely the best place to be. Right, so I posted everything on. So this is now where I'm going to do my shuffle from one character to another. So if I just move over here so I can see the mailbox. Don't need my bags open. I need the TSM destroy window open once I've opened this lot up. So this, once having a 15-second delay on this, will be much easier. Now the mailbox seems to be fairly quick at the moment. There we go. So we're okay for the moment. So what I'll do is, whilst we're waiting for the mailbox to refresh, I'll disenchant the blues, and I'll take those out at the moment. And we'll see how this goes. I need to get the system going first though, because this isn't the normal order I do things in. Woodrow Gaming, thank you very much for the follow. When you put all the benefit you could on your alts, you made so many with the AV event, so then you cashed in all your mana pearls and disenchanted them all for crystals. One thing you wanted to get out of the way. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I've got a lot of benthic gear at the moment. Been reduction in stats due to needing to reach the same numbers, but your enhancement chain went from 36% haste at 110 to 4% at 120. Nearly deleted her out of frustration. Wow, that is a big difference. That's a massive difference. Let's open up all of these. So now we can probably get a system going where once the mail is open, we should fill up our bags quite nicely. Then I'll go to my group, I'll mail over all of the greens, and then with that open on that side, I can close down my bags, open up the TSM destroying window. I'll have that on this side, so I can have the two up side by side, a little gap in the middle. You love mystery. We've got 14 monks. That's a lot of monks. And then we can open this up and we'll see the new stuff coming in on the right under our TSM destroy. Then before I disenchant, I'll send the greens back over to Earthen. And then I've got a good amount of blues to disenchant whilst I'm waiting for the mail to come through. So I can do my disenchanting whilst I'm waiting for the mailbox refresh. Obviously, when this becomes 15 seconds, I'll simply just transfer a lot of my stuff over, and this will take, I'll have to get a different system going. But for me, this is an effective use of the 1 minute cooldown, so that I'm disenchanting in between my mailbox operations. Biggest issue returning is the essences. Yeah, I haven't bothered with the essences at all. That's my work around it, certainly. Lieutenant Funky, thank you very much for your Prime. 7 months. That's amazing. Thank you very much for your support. Really appreciated. Let's open up these and I'll get the rest going through. But let's see. Lots of emotes for Lieutenant Funky. Thank you very much indeed. Very kind of you. Is there any add-on that shows you the price of your pets? Because it's annoying to put them in a cage every time to check price. Yes. Now, I can't remember which one I've got on. Hold on. There are a number of add-ons. I'm not sure if I got them actually on this one. So you've got Rematch, I think, and Rematch TSM Pet Values, I think is the ones I'm thinking of here. If I reload those, there we go, everyone's got them. Rematch and Rematch Pet Values. There we go. Thank you, chat. Everyone's got the answer. Oh, and we've got a sale of Accord of Critical Strike. Fantastic. Not a huge price, 739, but that'll do for now. So now if I was to look at, I think it's my pet interface. If I go to my pet journal. So now I have values for these coming through with the TSM values, which is really nice to see. And obviously some of those I don't think can sell, which is why they're not in there. I've got some very strange pets, that's for sure. I picked up an octopus the other day. Where is that? It was a little, this one, Nameless Octopode. I did a LFR raid and I picked up that. That's quite a nice one. Just about worth 3,000. There we go. The Woolly Moose, thank you very much for using your Prime. Very kind of you. Thank you very much indeed for your support. Really is appreciated. I see lots of emotes for you. Thank you very much indeed. What else did I miss? There's a special setting in TSM to have it tell you when to make a sale. When you make a sale. Mine doesn't notify you. It should be in the TSM settings. Under here, under the settings. And now let me think. Where is it? Is it shopping? That's the sniper sound. Am I thinking of general settings? There should be a till noise, the cash register. Auctioning, there we go. Auction sale sound here. I've got mine set to cash register, which is my favourite one. So that should work for you. That's the default one. Have a look at that. And that should work for you. Excellent use of the emotes, Woody Moose. Thank you very much. Let's carry on with moving these on over, because we've got a lot of things to process here. I need to clear my mailbox. So let's open up all of those and Control X for that. We'll open up all of this and get this lot going. Didn't quite get enough there, so let's mail the greens out the way and we can disenchant the other ones. Whilst we wait for that, let's open up these as well. Might as well I'll get a full mailbox going and deal with those, and then move that back over there, and then we can start disenchanting that at the moment. Jake Evans, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Any opinion on the amount of time it would take from freshly learned to making a profession profitable? It depends on the profession, I guess, and it depends on what you focus on. It's an interesting test at the moment, because at the moment, with my character Samadan, now I haven't really spent a lot of time with him, although I have got him to level 120, and I've been doing a few things to try and make a bit of gold just himself, like doing world quests and things like that. And he's got himself up to about 10,000 gold, I believe, just from doing things like that. But I don't know what his played time is, so it'll be in. It's the same till sound as "Are you being served?" Is it really? And wowwowpets.com is handy for pets too. Okay, thank you, Darkwing. Very kind of you to share that info. Streams out there that focus on spending gold. That would be very interesting. I wonder how that would work. Hey, Kuhn, how are you? We were just talking about you earlier. Finally caught me live. I've been very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? We were talking about Kuhn and saying how amazing a chill streamer he was, and so those that haven't followed him, I'm sure you all do already anyway, but please do give him a follow. He's doing a really good Brutosaur challenge at the moment, and it's well worth following if you're unsure about ways to make golds. His methods are consistent and well worth following along. And it doesn't require a huge amount of investment with professions. It's more to do with finding good places to farm. We're on the clock before Shadowlands and wondering if it's worth the gold and time to invest into building new professions versus just sticking to what I'm using now, tailoring alchemy and enchanting. That's a good base, Mushu, definitely. What I would suggest, if you are so inclined, is to do all professions. Because I found that when BFA released, I wish I had access to all professions, and if I found out that there was one that was doing better than others, then I certainly would try and double down on that profession. But I didn't have the characters then, whereas I have more characters now that are at 120 and that are better able to capitalize on opportunities. So I would say, if you can, get prepared for everyone, because there's always gold to be made somewhere, and every expansion just shifts things around. If you don't want to do all things challenge, he'll make you, like it or not. 600 marks of honor. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot indeed. Found out where all the cool kids have been hiding. Alright, let's open up all of that, and then we'll just swap this lot over. Get rid of all the greens to my leather worker. He can deal with those probably during the quiet hours. Let's mail those and then open up the next batch, which I saw just come in, so we'll open up those as well. Just got a Fabius mount. Excellent, congratulations, Jeannie. If you don't have a longbow yet, I was hoping to get one of those. Obvious focus is diversity, as you suggested. Yes, certainly. Find something that works for you, something that's fun, and then try to maximise that as much as possible. Make it as efficient as you possibly can, and then go searching for new and interesting ways to make gold. And then, if any of those turn out to be profitable, do those and expand on those, make those efficient, and so on and so forth. And it also depends on how much time you have. Time is always a factor. Finnegan, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Done more transmog runs 2 weeks than in 5 years. Is that because of the the auction house changes coming. Is that the main motivation? Alright, let's open up this lot. Oh, all the things, yes. Yeah, all the things will do that to you. As anyone who follows Cune will see, going through and doing all the dungeons on multiple characters, it takes a certain amount of dedication, certainly. And it's important to track it all as well, so being able to do spreadsheets is always useful. If you haven't seen Cune's spreadsheet, it is a thing of beauty. And what's my least favourite market to dabble in? Now, when I first started gold making, I read up and I looked at lots of different methods, and I thought I'd try pets as my first method. That sounded quite interesting, being able to get them from one server and put them on another. But for me, the lack of sales and the lack of immediacy of sales, because it really is a long-term game, it was very discouraging. So I very quickly dropped pets in favour of professions. I found enchanting gave me a much more immediate return. And then I did try transmog for a while, and again found that my results were just so slow in coming through. I mean, this could be because of the server I'm on, which is a medium pot server. But those were the two that I found least enjoyable. And once I found professions, that's been my main focus ever since, because I enjoy it so much. Yeah, having raw gold in the farms is also handy as well. It's a nice little bonus, and it's quite easy to do as well. Cune's mine, spreadsheets are the gurus. I do love a good spreadsheet. It's the estimated cost over 100 million for everything to buy it all. 100 million to buy everything. Wow, that's quite amazing. Oh, we just sold something. Didn't see what it was. It's disappeared on the chat. We'll have a look on the auction house in a moment. We're just going to try and clear out all this mail first before I move on to anything else, because we do have a whole lot to deal with. Obviously, I'm not going to deal with the other side of this, which is Erfan's side. I should have really checked his gold before doing this, because it can be buried at the bottom of all this tide spray before I go and scrap it later in the week. But the main thing I can do here is at least disenchant the blues and get those ready. That's the main thing here. You like a lot of the Warlords mods? Yeah, there's a lot I haven't collected. I haven't gotten into transmog. As you can see on my characters, they just wear what they pick up, mostly. Dakotaz, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Oh, we missed out our TSM destroying window there. Let's pop that back on. It's easier to see it coming in and disappearing when you have the two windows side by side. Do I have any guides online about my auction house process and what I sell? Just came across my stream today, so interested in trying to get more gold. Very much so. I have a YouTube channel, and it's split into various sections. I do deep dives on the professions I'm most familiar with, and I also have a series just on TSM itself, which is this playlist, I believe. And then I think, I'm not sure if this works. Do I have an alchemy one? I'm not sure I do. But I do have an alchemy playlist as well that goes through my getting into alchemy. It should be on my main page at the moment, I think. You get a fun question from time to time. Wanted to get my take. Do you think the WoW token will go up significantly or at all by the end of 8.3? It depends, I guess, when the end of 8.3 is. And it depends on the hype for Shadowlands. Now, obviously with BFA, the token price actually went down. I'd have to track when the what happened to the token on or around the launch of BFA, and I would expect a similar pattern with Shadowlands. How can you make a long way in one day? Interesting, Speckett. In one day, I don't think you can buy that many tokens, can you, and cash them in one day. That would be my way of doing it, is to buy the tokens with real cash. for about €250. Yeah, it's about, yeah, I think it's about £212. I did the calculation the other day. The token almost halved in price in NA with BFA launch. Yeah, so that would be... there is a pop-up now if you post 48 hours to remind you of the updates. Okay, so it must have just gone in. Interesting, right, 1-2. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I've got that yet because I'm obviously on EU, so it's a bit later for us. But I wonder if that's going to cause any issues. Let me just move this on over. Slightly out of my rhythm here. There we go. Now we can start disenchanting again. There we go. Yeah, I'll probably get it tomorrow, I think. But others have said with the pop-up. I think I'm just going to take everything off when I get to that point. I don't really want to have that to deal with at the same time, and I don't necessarily trust everything to transition smoothly with all my auctions on the auction house itself as the update happens. That currently breaks the TSM from posting, so it's going to make it hard anyway, isn't it? There we go, 450 mail left. So we're churning through this quite quickly. I think I'll be updating my TSM guides sometime in the future to reflect the new auction house changes like operations and stuff. That's a good idea, Spirit Wolf. I would like to go through... I'd like to probably go through all my professions and give them an update. I would first, before I do that, ideally like to get every profession. But that's going to take a fair amount of work, depending on how much time I can fit it in. But the eventual goal for me is to have a up-to-date guide on every single profession. I just need all the time to be able to do it, which is one of those things. I'll just do it as much as I can in the time I've got. How do I get my TSM Destroy to work? Yours freezes. It does depend on how much lag you've got. At the moment it seems okay, but sometimes it will break. But what I'm doing is I have the TSM Destroy window as a macro down here, just underneath it, and that has a keyboard shortcut of Control X, and I also use holding down Control as my my scroll wheel macro. So what I do is to open and close the Destroy window. Whenever it bugs out, I literally just tap X twice and it disappears and comes back up, so I can carry on disenchanting as it goes. So most of the time it looks like it's working, but then if it stops for any reason, I'll quickly just tap X twice and then I'm back into disenchanting. So it's kind of a workaround, but it suits me whilst I'm talking on chat and everything. So it's fairly smooth as it goes. There we go, let's move all that lot over. Got quite a good system going now, so I should keep going with this. Time, the only thing gold can't buy, exactly. With the notification warning of the update happening Tuesday, TSM is not really letting you post auctions. Is there a fix to it? I don't think so, Dakotas, at this stage. I don't know, I haven't seen the pop-up myself, so I imagine it is going to break things for the moment. I would maybe suggest holding off. If you can post things at 24 hours for the interim, maybe do that. See if it works at 24. Yeah, shorten your duration if you must post. Yeah, exactly. Whether you made use of tokens or not, the fact that you can't remember the last time you had a whisper saying this from Blizzard. We just noticed you be bravo, so please visit sites we stole your account. It's a blessing. Post for a shorter duration or wait until the patch. Blizzard's just saying this is going to overlap the patch. Yeah, as Gumdrop said, I think for the moment, because of this whole big transition, I think the best way around it is to simply just post shorter. I wouldn't recommend having things on the auction house necessarily at this stage anyway, once the transition happens over. This is a snapshot of the pop-up. Okay, thank you, right one too. So the auction house will undergo major updates during the scheduled week maintenance. If your auction hasn't sold by then, your item will be returned early and you will lose your deposit. Okay, so it's basically just telling you that instead of 48 hours, it's going to be less than 48 hours. Okay, but yes, having that pop up with every auction is going to be a tricky thing, certainly. Let's open up all of that, let this run through. And then we can get another bunch. We've gone down really well, actually, 250. And then we can go through and check our auctions on all our other characters. Except for Earthen, because Earthen won't be able to see through all this tide spray that he's going to be drowning in. Poor fella. Is DSM going to work on have an update patch day? Well, it works already on the PTR, so the team have worked hard to get it working. They did do a blog post about it that I posted on last week's Wowhead Economy Wrap-Up. But if you go to the TSM site, they'll have the blog post there, or if anyone wants to post a link to the blog post, please do. You had to make 2 more guild banks this AM to do all the stuff that you were holding in the mail. Yeah, I've got a feeling I might have to do similar with Samadan here for that very same reason. I've got about 300, 400 items on the auction house. I'm not sure I have all the space in the guild bank to do it. Just wish you could use TSM right now. It's completely broken for you. Hoping they see the stack trace you submitted and fix it soon. They are pretty good at responding to stuff. They do see all of the error reports, so it will get fixed in time, certainly. And as Gumdrops just said, post in the Discord with the specific error that you might be having. Anything good with all the extra inks into inscription? Is there new inks for inscription in 8.3? I haven't seen them yet, but you didn't get post it in Discord as well. Yes, I think that would be a good way for them to at least see what was happening. Right, we're doing well so far. TV1818, thank you very much for using your Prime. Very kind of you. Thank you very much for your support. Really is appreciated. Let's see, lots of emotes for you. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Right, we've got everything up there. Oh, and Dakota, thank you also for using a Prime. Incredibly kind of you. Thank you indeed. That's super duper kind of you. There we go. Thank you. And Zigani also for the follow. Thank you very much indeed. Now I will move through onto something slightly more visually interesting after this, I do promise. It will be mailbox opening as well, with some gold in it hopefully. And we'll have a look at alchemy, see if we can make anything there. So again, this is stop destroying now, so I literally just have to tap X twice and then I can carry on destroying. That's the easiest and smoothest way for me to carry on whenever it gets a hiccup like that one. For the help, we'll definitely be dropping in now and again. Oh, thank you very much, Dakotas. Your presence is always welcome. You can make wall prints into cards of omen with 5 gold. And vendor value per card. Ah, right. Ah, greetings, Ignis. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Long time no see. And 90s Vapor Void, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. When will I do quests again? Love it when you're reading quests out aloud. It's a bit like a bedtime story. Yes. I guess when there's going to be the new stuff coming out, I guess we could save that for when it's the new sort of the stuff with all the cloak and everything. We could follow that through. That could be quite interesting. Always a pleasure watching my informative streams. Well, it's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Right, we're doing well. Last 50 mail. We're nearly there. Happy to get you live again. Well, very good to have you here, Ignis. Oh, we just sold something. Wonder what that was. That was versatile navigation for 400 gold. I've got some gold at the bottom of here as well. Excellent. Let's just open up everything else first. And we can have a look at the gold at the bottom of our mail. Right, so let's mail over this lot. We'll deal with the last of the tide spray. We'll just disenchant this lot. Get ourselves some more veiled crystals. They're going to be useful. Let me just work that out. And then we'll have a look at the gold. Actually, I'll move that over on that side so we can see that whilst it's coming through. So 13,000 gold. We have Culterian Herbalism, Cultiramasu. A Accord of Versatility is a good price there of 3,000. And a good price on the Accord of Haste for 2,800. That must have been when there was a reset recently. Hexfree Bag has done well at 1,200. And then 2 Accords of Critical Strike at 2,900. Very nice to be able to capitalise on some reset prices there. That's almost 4 times their current price, those Accords of Critical Strike, so that's a very welcome boost to my average, certainly. Remember when you patiently tried to explain things to me in WoW Goldmaking, and now I can see how I surpassed you by far. Well, I wouldn't say surpassed, Ignis. You still have a lot of knowledge, but I do remember your advice. Things like the chef's hat and all those, it seems like so many years ago now, when I was going around and getting my Warlords of Draenor flying. It was many happy memories, certainly. If you don't have the add-on flip, get it. Remembers your cards and value and calculates gold per card. Right, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to need, when I get into this card market, I'm certainly going to have to give this a go and tap into your advice, Rose, for all of this. These prices are very much massive. I don't normally get them for this price. This was just a recent reset, but I am on Shadowsong EU. So I'll just open up the rest of this gold, and we have a clear mailbox at last, finally. Let me just check, and so I've got a whole load of Umbra shards here, a fair amount of gloom dust, 87 veiled crystals, so that's not a huge amount. We do have a good stock of deadly navigation and quick navigation I could do with selling, as well as some other bits and pieces there. Let me just see if there's anything I can post on actually whilst I'm here. Let's just run a post scan. Let's move this over here. So currently the Accords of Critical Strike are at 738. That's more of a normal price, and even the quick navigation has gone below minimum price now, so very minimal profits there. 295 they've gone down to. So I'm going to wait and see what happens with 8.3 and see what happens there. It's old knowledge from old expansions, you know, not a lot about BFA. Well, those old expansions are still valuable, definitely. Yeah, I wish the prices were like that always for my enchant, certainly. You should make a shopping operation for inscription for Felwar and Dreamleaf. Yes, I really need to get into the market of that, because what I set myself the challenge with Samadan and his inscription to not use up the gold of other characters, and that may be a mistake. It certainly has made it take longer, but I do need to work on reinvesting on inscription. What I need to do is find something that's actually making me some gold so I can then build up the profession. Hira Kikai, thank you for the follow. Sorry if I butchered your name. And K Hanticus, thank you very much for the follow. Take into account, if you click the open button on your action bag, it takes you out about 1 minute to open 1,000 cards. So it's a bit of a time vampire, right? Okay. Darkwing, thank you very much. 5 months. You auction house new sub. Well, thank you very much, Darkwing. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you for your support. Super appreciated. I have a whole load of emotes in the chat for you. Thank you very much indeed. And for you as a bonus, Oreo and Sama Chef's Hat. And Odrus Skull 1234. Thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Right, we're done with that. Let's have a quick look in terms of I'm in the mood for seeing what price tide spray linen is at the moment. I really should restock on some other things though. Mushy was saying earlier that coarse leather's a hand in now, and we're currently at 6 gold there. Tide spray linen itself, now we have 30 stacks of 200 here at 4 gold 76. That's slightly higher than I would like. I like this price of 3 gold 12 though. I still have a lot of tide spray, so I'm going to hold off on this for the moment. But let's have a look at some of the other mats we might need for uncanny gear. So I'll do a quick search for everything, I think. I haven't got everything in here, I don't think. But I do have a feeling I'm going to need to stock up on some it's Gilded Seaweaver. I think I'm going to need a fair amount of. I only have 498 of that. This is really the wrong time to be buying this. I should have bought it last week, ideally. It's because Gilded Seaweave is quite pricey here. There's some here at 6 gold 45. My average mat cost is actually 1 gold 36. So that's a big increase in price. I don't know what's actually needed for the uncanny gear. Best way to do this would be to bring up Wowhead, and we'll go on to the PTR and we'll do a search for uncanny and have a look. Okay, we've got that. And then in terms of items, let's see if we can filter this a little bit. Items, professions. So we've got a few things here that we would need to look up on. So let's have a look at a profession that's useful to me. So we could order it by, not by skill, but have a look here at Rothmere. Thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Let me just move that back down and move that round. There we go. Give it a look. Oh, that's for the flip, is it? Okay. The mindset of people who undercut by 1 to 2,000. It's most likely probably someone who's just got an automatic price. They're probably not even looking at the price, to be honest. So we've got the scepter. Male arm guards will be something. So crag scale, mist scale, and bloodstained bone. And what else have we got leatherworking wise? The bow, probably not so much, but drenched leather, crag scale, and bloodstained bone. Let's go over to Earthen and have a look at this. So drenched leather here at 49 gold. How much do we have here at the moment? 990. So we could probably buy some of this up for Earthen. I should really buy it on Earthen, but I'm going to buy these 4 stacks here of 200. I'm going to pick up some of those, and I can buy out one of those stacks of 10. Bloodstained bone seems reasonably priced. So how much have we got at the moment? 732. So these are finishing in 2 hours, these 10 stacks. So let's bid on those for 195. See if we can get them cheaper. We'll go with those. So there's a little bit of a last minute restock really. Not ideal. Let's buy some of those. And then let's buy some of these at 2 gold. I'll leave that 10 on, and I'm going to sneak in and take the 46 and the 18 and leave that one of 10 on there. And then there's another 5 of 10 here that we can bid on. So I'll do with those. There we are, and that's done. And then the other thing we were looking at was crag scale. Now I actually have 1,152 of that already. So if I just take these top 3 here, looks like they've gone already. Let's try that one, crag scale. Let's buy that one. That wasn't found. Let's try that one. That one wasn't found either, so those are gone. Coarse leather potentially. I'm not sure it's needed though. Let me just have another look. Where's the uncanny gear? On here. Let's have a look. I missed out loads on chat here. Let me just quickly go up. Left, right, left, right. I love that, Dark Queen. That's fantastic. What else did I miss? I was actually saying to Adriana earlier, I wonder if someone sits with 2 accounts and deliberately undercuts massively, keeping an eye on if others just autopilot undercut and buying the cheaper ones to make a profit. That's probably, I've probably done the same myself. Not that intentionally, but I've probably just posted on automatically. If my min price is set too low and I post things on for not a good price, then that's definitely something that will happen to me. 2 in chance of your servo sell dozens of chance for 400 to 600, ruining the market. Makes no sense. We sell in chance of 1 to 2k, and then all those 2 come in. We have 400 to 600 gold. It's a tricky one. If you can buy them up and try and keep the prices high, at least for the time period that they're not on, then hopefully you can capture some sales. Or as Daily Show says, just maybe ask them, speak to them. Zenithid's at 200% market value for the last few days. That's a shame, Swordcast, definitely. I wonder if there's going to be a real massive sort of spike and drop in prices as people dump mats as well. Because I know a lot of people have been saving up their anchorweed for the new alchemy. I wonder what's going to happen. It's a profit for them, no doubt, but why sell for 500 if you can for 2k? Exactly. It's a guess. The mentality, I'm guessing, because I'm not sure. Better to have a quick sale now than think of a long-term sale. It's not always like that, but that could be the way the mentality is working. Giving that lurk support. I thought, thank you, Keen. Soho Pixie, how are you? Happy Sunday to you too. Hope you're doing well. Long boy thoughts. Oh, I like that, Gold Queen. That's a nice one. If auctions wasn't changing, yes. Now you're wondering if they will all just be cancel posting at the same price, leaving 200% market value to become 100% slowly. Yeah, it's difficult. I just had a nice walk, 60 degrees in New York. Wow, that's very pleasant. What would the long boy think about? Eating gold, maybe, or something like that. So I'm looking for Drenched Leather, Crag Scale, Bloodstained Bone, Gilded Seaweave. Deep Sea Satin would be worth making sure I've got a bit of that. Where is my Deep Sea Satin? I don't see it on the list. That's interesting. Why is it not on my list? Let me just double check it's not in there. Let me just have a look manually first. There it is. Is it in a group? It is in a group. It's in the main Bracer Super Shuffle group. That's why we didn't see it. We currently only have 139 of it, so we really do need to buy some of this up. At the moment it's sitting at 37 gold, so I'm going to buy a few of these just to build up a little bit of stock here. There's a lot here, 38 stacks of 200. Now, how much realistically would I need? Let's have a look here. So Deep Sea Satin, we would need 10 for the Uncanny Gear, 25 of the Gilded Seaweave. So Gilded Seaweave is going to be one of the main drivers of the price there. But just so that I've got some stock, let's buy up a few of these stacks here, get myself into the hundreds or thousands at least. So I have some. There we go, we've got at least a little bit more there. But the main thing here, looking at that, is some Gilded Seaweave perhaps. That's like 17 degrees. Yeah, that's very pleasant. 15.5. Yeah, that's pretty close. You remember it as 61 is 16. Oh, right, okay, that's pretty handy. Are you planning on making bags for the new race alts, or more Deep Sea Satin would be needed? Oh, yes, good point, actually, Daily Show. If we're going to go into that market, let's have a look. What's our what's the price of that at the moment? So we're currently at an average purchase price of 38 gold. Our mat cost is telling us 34 gold. So let me just double check that. Junkyard Mod, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub, very kind of you. And Gellen's one also for the follow. Thank you very much indeed. I see lots of emotes for you, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. We're wanting to stock up on things, but you've been so on track with your spreadsheet that buying mats would throw you off. Plus the fact that prices have been really bad. Probably going to wait till the weekend to stock up on things. Oh, we just sold some biltong for 388. There's another lot going, 388, and another lot for 777. Oh, that's pretty good. No problem. I'm happy to share around Junkyard. The Master of BOE if you have questions. Ah, fantastic. Well, that's always good to have knowledgeable people in the chat, certainly. So, look at the price of this hardened temperside. Is that actually used for anything? I'm not sure it is. Deep sea satin here, yes. Gilded seaweave up here at a massive 10 gold, but is that normal? Because I think I've got it at a relatively cheap price. Yes, looking at that, force multiplier for 724 gold, that's good. So I would say, what's the region market value of this? 16 gold. So actually, no, this isn't too bad. And market value for my server is more like 20 gold. So I'm going to just pick up a little bit of this because my market average here at 1 gold is definitely less. So I'm going to buy that stack of 200 certainly. Let's just buy a few of these. And there's a couple of easy bids here. We can do those whilst we're here. And then that one's at 20 gold. That's exactly the same as its buyout price. Gredge K 38, thank you for the follow. Hope you're doing well. And let's have a look. So we're looking at around the 20 gold mark is roughly okay. Because my mat cost is way too low from looking at this. So I'm going to take some of the bigger ones. How much have I got? 766. I'm going to just buy a few of these. I could see this being my bottleneck for my uncanny gear. So let's just take a few. I might even be tempted to take some of these at 24. That's a little bit high. Excuse me. There we go. So potentially 600 there, but I'll keep an eye on the market, especially once 8.3 comes out. So we'll just have to keep an eye on these. I'll add these into my favourite shopping, and then we can have a look at those quite easily. So I better open up all of this in the mail now. We've had quite a few purchases, so let's go through some of these. Some of these we're going to have to send on over. So there we go, a lot of deep sea satin, a little bit of gilded. Let's send the bloodstained bone and the dredged leather on over to, we'll send this over to Earthen, because he'll want that. And then we'll deal with the rest of that. So we're doing okay for the moment. Phone pets are for 1 to 1000, and in your server are like 2000. Well, that's pretty good. So basically, join the chat. I am a bot who learns from chat. Okay, I'll have to check that bot. I'm not sure that's fully Samadan approved. I think that's probably a good idea, Mushy. Yes. And Sandaro, thank you very much for the follow. And New Profit, also thank you for the follow. Have I done any videos about how to set up TSM? You tried it but had a hard time selling. You have just the thing. If we type in learn, that should give you a playlist to my TSM guide on getting started with TSM. Hopefully you'll find that useful. Right, so Samadan's kind of clear at the moment. Let's go check on everyone else. Hard enough to keep on chat as it is, I know. It's racing through. It's lovely to have you all here. Really do appreciate it. So let's go have a look at Awakening. We haven't had a proc of late, but we could maybe get some more potions on. Maybe catch the raiding market a little bit, perhaps. Or people who are doing Mythic Pluses. We'll have a look. Bit of last minute weekend potions. I believe everything's probably expired. We'll check on the Zenithid price as well whilst we're here. Most of my gold has gone into reinvesting into Zenithid. So we'll have a look here, and we've got our expires first and foremost. We'll deal with those. I think I might fill up my bags with this at the moment, looking at it. And we've still got 27 left, so let's do a reload, see what happens. Oh, it's just a bot, right? One too. Yes, I thankfully have a very sensible everyone in chat, so it's very nice. You make it very easy for me as a streamer. What bag add-on is that? I use Addy bags, so I use Addy bags with also the extension TSM groups, TSM filters. So if we have a look in my add-ons, hold on, and have a look over here. Add-ons, it's this one too, Addy bags and Addy bags filter for TSM groups, and that allows me to use my TSM groups as further filters. So this is in my TSM good sellers group, and this is in my average sellers group, so it's really handy. Love watching YouTube about a plumber in Australia. So much text over the chat, it had to go. Exactly. Anyone know if any 2x4 or 5-man Najatar farms for seaweave? Not sure, Sawcast, but you've asked in the right place. Bags will be selling like hotcakes for the first week. I imagine so, Webgirl. Both. Well, let's get into the deep sea. That's what I was going to look, wasn't it? I missed that. I need to look into my deep sea bags and the cost of them and the profits of them. So we've got a good mailbox here. Let's take the expires. And so we have 127,000 in potions. It's quite good because we've got 0 gold at the moment. We spent it all on Zenithid. So looking at this, Unbridled Fury, Flask of the Currents, Intellect, various potions, Abyssal Healing Potions, another good one there of Greater Flask of the Currents. So that's a very good mailbox for Awakening. We'll open up all of those. He unboxes, unlocks pipes. Not ever want to be near him doing it, but it's very entertaining. Oh right, fantastic. Deep Sea and Hexweave for the rich and Netherweave for the poor. The problem I find with Netherweave is it just takes so long to craft it. I've gone with Shalder Eye Silk. If I can get it for a decent price, the Silkweave satchels sell quite well. And Frostweave as well. I haven't tried that one actually. Try some Frostweave, that might work. So let's have a look at posting some of this on. We'll have a look here, and then we can see if we can get a proc with any luck, although we will need to go and do some shopping with our new gold. So let's post this lot on. Alchemy can go on. Turn it on and hit the shower. Yeah, good point. If I was in a position where I could do that, certainly. So let's post all of that lot on. You start when you go to cook stuff. Yeah, I guess you can make quite a few before you go AFK, can't you? Right, so that's all on. Most of those are undercutting competition, so that's a good position to be in. Let's have a look at the actual herbs and how they're selling at the moment. Check my stock levels of everything. So Zenithid is actually not too bad there, 21 gold. And Sand Shifters, quite expensive, but it is used on my server quite often. Oh, and we just sold 2 Abyssal Healing Potions. Fantastic. That's a good start. I'm going to start with these 4 stacks of 200, definitely. We need this. And then how high should we go? The main point here is 24 stacks of 200 at 24 gold. That's still okay, actually. I'll take the 23 first, though. Let's take some of these smaller ones. There we go. If bags are really shown together, then I predict deep sea bags will be the supreme seller. It's the best bag slot per golden game. Yes, I definitely think so, Rose. So having that stock of deep sea satin that we just picked out is going to be useful. If you leave a treat or two on your keyboard, the cat helps you not go AFK right away. Getting the cat in to help you, I like it. I'm not sure that would be called botting, would it? It's more like catting. You for Zenithid is 250% market value. Yes, I'm thinking I'm going to spend all my gold on this because this is going to go probably through the roof. I mean, there's a lot of it on here. Look, there's 41 stacks there, 27 stacks there, 24 stacks there. So I've got a good supply at the moment. How much can I get? It's costing me 4,800 per stack, so I can at least buy a reasonable amount with my current gold. I need to check the prices of my other herbs though. I don't want to completely go just Zenithid. We've got 7,500. Let's get a few more because we're going to reinvest this. Right, I'm down to 36,000 at the moment. Keep in mind, people have been buying it since December, so they might dump a whole month's worth next patch. Yeah. I mean, I can buy the small stacks, get the 3 there. There's probably not much point getting those ones at the moment, but I do want to get some of these others. So let's have a look in terms of my quantities. I've got here 653, 500, 800, 174 of star moss. I need more star moss. That's not too bad at 9 gold 48. I'll take some of that at that price. That's another 1,800, so just be a bit careful of what I spend here. And that should give me at least a little bit more. And then actually a good way to see my quantities here is if I bring up the alchemy window. We can have a look here at all of them with the transmute herbs. I can do 195 of those, so I'm still missing on the star moss. If we go and open the mail on these of our purchases, collect up all of these, and then have another look at my alchemy, I can see where I'm running short. So Siren's Pollen is the next one there, looking at that. So quick look at that. Do another quick shopping scan. Daryl, hitting the bed for you. Okay, well, thank you ever so much for stopping by. Have a great rest of your evening. Theory is because the Epic Deep Sea are rare, and right now they show the first because of that, but in 8.3 they'll show together. That's a good point, actually, Rose. It could be that. But some servers, their prices are very different. I think they are on Shadow Song here. Spinners Gaming and Deckies3, thank you for the follows. On your server, Deep is 3 to 400 and Hex is 1300. I think it's similar here. So I've forgotten exactly which herb I was looking for now, so we'll just have a quick look again. It looked like it was Siren's Pollen we were after. Is that a good price? 131% normal, so not that good, but I'm going to get a few because the market value is 9, region is 8, so having some at this price is probably okay for now. And then that should keep me happy for the moment. We can do at least one of these whilst we're here, and then we can check to see if we get a proc. Let's just open up that mail first, take those buys and see how we get on here. And we have continuous curing, so no proc today unfortunately. We'll come back another time. But we do have a good stock of things now. We've got some good Zenithid, we've got a good amount of potions still in the bags, as well as a load on the auction house. So we're doing okay at the moment on alchemy. we're just reinvesting all our gold at the moment. So even though we had that 127,000, we now only have 23,000 left because we bought all this stock. But I know over time that this should be fine. So I'm pretty much done here. Let's just double check on Earthen. I'm not sure there's a lot we can do because he needs to do a lot of scrapping, and I'm not going to do that on stream because that'll take forever and it'll be incredibly boring. So what we'll do instead is just have a quick look, see if there are any recent sales. Unfortunately, I can't do much about the expires. They're probably buried underneath all the tie spray I sent over. Let's have a quick look. So we've got all the stuff that was sent over here, 182 mails, but a lot of these are all the braces, so lots and lots of things here. And then we've gone beyond that, so that's going to take me a long time to go through all of that lot. We could probably do with just clearing out this space a little bit. We do have a fair amount of stuff there. We could maybe take all of that, the Drenched Leather, and maybe take all of that, the shimmer scale at least. There we go. Back to the list. That's at least got some of those, and then I guess if we've got space we'll put these in the bank. Nearly missed my spot there. You can just take the braces and mail them back to Samadan. Yeah, but I'd rather just deal with them, I think. So we've got plenty of free space in our bank at the moment. So let's just put all this stuff away. /tsm put dredge. Is it dread with a D? Yes. And then blood /tsm put blood, and then raw beast hide. We've got lots of that. And that's crag scale. I'm putting this in my bank just because I have lots of storage here and it's easy to do, and shimmer scale as well. There we go. So that's all over. Cleared out bags. 131 spare there. Your voice is so soothing. Almost forgot you have an exam tomorrow. Well, good luck in your exam, Tothy. I hope it goes well for you. Send you a screenshot of your bank at the moment for the Leatherworker. Really hate the chaos at the moment. I bet you it's very well organised, isn't it? We're doing okay in terms of organisation here. Lots of tide spray. We've got a little bit of spare space there, so that should be okay. Those are all fine. So we'll get ready. I'll do all my processing over the next couple of days, hopefully, and deal with all of that, all of those braces, and get those turned into expulsum, hopefully. So with that done, let's move on to our next character. We'll go over to El Morte, my transmute alchemist, who's doing Pandaria stuff. Got him up to level 90 with the last Correct Revenge that I managed to put in. Have it 1 year, stuck on 3 alts, 6 alts so far. Have about 35 alts, making them daily. Yeah, that is so many definitely. Right, let's have a look. We have some expires. We have a little bit of sales. 1 living steel. I've got a lot of ghost iron ore and spirit of harmony here to process on this character, but we have got some living steel sales, so that's good. We'll then go and repost this lot on. Come out here. And we'll go and post this lot on first. Auctioning, scan, run a post scan. I don't know how much living steel I've got left. I've only got 8 living steel left. I could do with more living steel. The buyout price though at 698 is quite low. Normally it's higher than that. Living steel, yes, 698. I might actually be better off trying to push that price higher, even though my crafting cost is 431. Let me just have a look at that. How much living steel is on for that price? Because, yeah, there's... Oh, wow. A stack of 200 living steel at 698 gold. And normally on my server it goes for usually over 1,000. I only have 22,000 gold on me, though. And that stack would cost me 139,000 gold to buy. Now, interesting. Would you buy that living steel at that price? It's not, it's 698, so you can still actually make it for less. I'd have to check the price of Spirits of Harmony and Motes of Harmony, because if there's a huge supply of those, as there was earlier, then maybe not. Spirit of Harmony, now look at this, yes, definitely. 16 stacks of 200, Spirits of Harmony at 75 gold here. So there's definitely an oversupply on cheap Spirit of Harmony. Looking at that, normal region market value is 115, so you wouldn't buy it with my Transmute Master. You can proc on both Trillium and Living Steel bars. Exactly, that's a good point. Oh, Coraline, I missed your Prime there. Thank you very much for 5 months. Thank you very much indeed. Very kind of you. And I'd have to borrow money to be able to buy that much as well, so that would also be a big nope as well. If it was less than 500, then yes. But as it's at that 600 mark, I would be more tempted to buy all of these stacks of Spirit of Harmony at 75 gold. That would be more appealing to me at this stage. So 75 gold or 15,000 per stack. Actually, I can't buy many of those either, looking at that. And I already have a lot of Spirit of Harmony on me. Looking back at my bags here, I've got all of this Spirit of Harmony already. And I've already bought all of this Ghost Iron ore to turn into Living Steel. So it seems like there's an oversupply at the moment. So I'm going to avoid buying both of those at the moment. I don't think it's the time for me to buy those, because I'll end up with too much, I think. If I had more gold to spare, then potentially. But on this character, I only have 22,000. Tuco Ramirez, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. You try since a long time to find a good solution to do a refarm list with TSM, like the crafting operation, but only as a to farm. Too lazy for Excel. Interesting one, White Fox. I wonder how that could work. I guess it's a question of just looking. I haven't used it much, but it'd be something. Could you do something with warehousing in TSM? I don't use it myself, but maybe there's something you could do there. You bought 7 stacks of 200 spirits at 25 gold per spirit 8. It's like 25% normal price bargain. Yeah, definitely that one. That's fantastic. You'd buy the spirits, they got so much use. They do. But the problem is I only have 22,000, so I can only buy 1 stack of 200. So I'm going to go along here. And is it worth me posting my living steel at that price? It's still a profit. I won't make some more living steel though. I'll just post them at that for the moment. You got the name Mikkel Ray for your Volpera. Very nice. Sorry, bad English. A thing you like, I want always 1,000 ore of one sort in the auction house. And then put you out of what you have to refarm. So you want to have always 1,000 on the auction house. So once it's on the auction house, then you could possibly, could you just keep it in your bags or your bank and use the tooltip to tell you how many you've got? That's quite useful in the TSM inventory, because there I can see quite easily I've got 26 total. Wondering if seeing posting at 3% of RMA is normal for my market. I don't know, Navalseika. I don't think it is normally. Let's have a look at this shopping again. Apparently you have 3,780 war paints sitting across your scribes. Should probably get them turned into omens. Good idea. Put in context, it's a generic name used when we see a fox in Denmark. It's also the name of the fox in the Disney movie Fox Now. Ah, right, okay, thank you, Rose. That makes more sense. Yeah, region market average, I would say, would be how I thought of it. But you have to check every item. The crafting tab is perfect, but you need this only for farming. Yeah, I'm not sure, White Fox. I'm not sure whether that's within the remit of what TSM does. It'd be good if it did, though. Where's DS? Thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Any new guides related to the 8.3 auction house? I'm not sure if I'll do one specifically to the auction house. I might go through the changes that are in TSM and do kind of like an update video on that. That might be quite useful. Foxes are great. Yeah, I do love that. I do love foxes. How often do I leave the auction house and the mailbox to make gold? I basically spend most of my time on the auction house. I tend to post most things though at 48 hours. I don't really do much in the way of cancel scans. You do not like foxes. Is that because of the hedgehogs, Mushy? It's the only natural predator for hedgehogs. Yeah, and how much do they predate on hedgehogs? Because don't badgers occasionally go for hedgehogs as well? But it is a tricky one for hedgehogs. They are in such decline at the moment. Are you expecting that behaviour to hurt my selling with a new life oil structure? No, I don't think so, Sportcast, because it's very much the same as undercutting at the moment. It's the same system, it's the same behaviour. So whether someone undercuts me or whether they use the FIFO system, LIFO system, last in first out, it's the same thing essentially. So I think, given the pace of my server, I think I'll be okay. I'm so tempted to buy these, but I'll just buy one for now. Oh, item wasn't found. Let's rescan that. Have they gone already? Looks like they might have done. Spirit of Harmony. Now we've still got 12. Looking at that. I'll buy one of them at least. There we go. Keep ourselves in that. Okay, so we'll leave that for now, and we'll come back to this at a later date. See what happens to that market. We've still got plenty of stock, so I'm okay at the moment. Neo Draken, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Saw a message about the hedgehogs. Hopefully it gets better soon. Oh, they can't kill them, the badgers. Oh, right, I thought they did. I must have been mistaken. It'll just take a while. Can't send him with naked bum out in the cold now. No, absolutely. Poor thing. Right, okay. So, got that done. Let's go and have a look at what we could do on Samadan. Robin Hood, thank you very much for the follow. So, going through all our characters. Earthman we don't know on his sales and his restocks at the moment. I guess he might have some Notorious gear we can deal with. But we'll go over to Uncanny gear by the time he's got all of those tie spray processed. Samadan, our next character, looking rather fetching. Let's go and see what we can do on this point. Good. You're at level 105 at the moment. Excellent. Nearly there. Robin Hood, thank you very much for using your Prime. Very kind of you. Coming straight in then with the Prime. Thank you very much indeed. Very much appreciated. Let's see a load of emotes for you. Thank you very much indeed. At the moment you've got 120 inside. That's pretty awesome. Down from 170. Wow, that's even more. Okay, so looking at our fellow rogue here, which I had a load of fun playing, trying to get inscription going at the moment. Let's see where we're at the moment. Kaylee Wampus Twitch, love the name. Thank you very much for using your Prime. That's very kind of you. And Kiss Me Goodbye, thank you also for the follow. Another awesome name. Thank you very much. How developed to each of my alts do you need to be worthwhile? Can any be below 120? I would say so, Rano Fox. I mean, looking at El Morte, my Transmute Alchemist, he's only level 90, and he's focusing purely on Pandarian transmutes and the professions around alchemy and mining. So he's doing quite fine at that level. So it is certainly doable. It all depends on what profession and what expansion of that profession you're focusing on. They don't all have to be just BFA related, although it helps certainly. Yesterday we named one after Kuhn. He was found in the mud to his armpits. Had a picture of him staring at the camera, hanging on the side of a bucket to get him clean and warm again. Oh, bless him. Oh, that's fantastic. I remember that time when you named a squirrel Samadan. That was awesome. Seems his only injury. Lost his fur on his bum. Seems his only injury. Oh, well, that's good at least. I don't think I've got anything in the mail. Let me just check. No, we're all right here at the moment. Oh, we do have some lockboxes to open. So let's just have a check-in on this. I did this last time, so let's just unlock these. You might get something good. So we're currently sitting on 14,000 gold. This is mainly from doing a bunch of questing, the war campaign, and doing it whilst at level 120. So we got some good Legion. Sorry, I was reading the Legion text there at the same time. We got some good gold that way. Quick tip: got the Legion Clara and pick up inscription, then pick up the Tome of Tranquil Mind and Mass Mill quest, then run to Valshara, 40 skill, then get the Fellwalk World quest, and then after that build the Dreamweave and get the inks, then make the Tome of Tranquil Mind. Okay, thank you, Wave. I will try my best to remember that. Right, let's just go through and do all of these. And we'll unlock that. Thank you, Lizelle. Good to have you here. We're just going through and dealing with everything at the moment. If you need marks of honour, then remember the win one brawl quest gives you 5 per character, and it's done. Yes, it's just that slight trick of actually winning one brawl is always a difficult one. Little over 8k profit while you're streaming. Good day for a change. Excellent, Zimpal. Congratulations. So let's open up these, see what kind of stuff we get. A few greens. What I decide to do with these, we'll have a look in a moment. I might be able to sell some of these, or I might just vendor them. Or I could keep hold of them for 8.3. That would be something. This is all various random stuff, that lockboxes that I kept hold of until I got myself a rogue. I've got so much of it here. I've still got a few more in various places. So what did we pick up? Oh, I've got a couple more lockboxes as well. So we can deal with those. Or just one more lockbox, in fact. Let's open that one. Okay, so items we got here. Anything that's actually... This is all BOE stuff, I imagine. Some stuff I haven't collected the appearance of, that I'm not really into doing myself anyway. But if I'm going to sell it, I might as well collect the appearance. It depends whether it vendors for a good amount, or whether it disenchants for a good amount, or whether it will sell on the auction house for a good amount. So just looking at the tooltip here, let's have a look at each of these. Region market average is 3,500 on that. So I could possibly add that into a group. Again, that's over 1,000. That's another different one. Wave crash buckle. That's not so great. Okay, probably go and have a look, see if we need to sell any of these. So let's go over here and look at these whilst we're looking at a vendor, and then we could check this at the same time. So let's just move this on over to this side, minimize that. Is there any use to maxing out engineering? I haven't tried engineering it. I imagine there are a few things. Obviously the mounts, the engineering mounts, is one thing to go for. Not only Sam great for knowledge, but his friends are great too. Oh well, thank you, Lizelle. They are awesome. Everyone in chat is awesome. So I really do appreciate you all being here. Saragoa, what professions do I think will shine in 8.3? I've got a feeling that alchemy and enchanting would be my favourite ones. That said, the ones that make the uncanny gear might be quite consistent sellers, so blacksmithing, leatherworking and tailoring. Then I don't know enough about inscription and jewel crafting and engineering yet. I think cooking will do quite well because there's new food in 8.3, and so people are going to be wanting the new stuff with the new meat and fish. And then obviously fishing as a way of getting that said meat and fish is going to be useful too. Right, so let's have a look at these weapons because they usually vendor for quite well. And if there's anything that's got a market value of less than 1,000, then I'm going to vendor it instead. So most of this is close to 1,000. That's the only one that's way over. But then the region market is 1,700. Those are warglaives. And then that's 1,600. That's quite Deep Tide Scroll of the Fever Flare. Oh, that's a new thing. That's a 266 item, so I'm probably just going to sell that. So anything I haven't collected the appearance of on the weapon front, I'll collect first. So let's collect that one. And then that one. And this one. Might as well pick these up whilst I'm here. Any other things I haven't got here? I can't be bothered to send any of these over to Earth, and so I'll just vendor the rest of these now. So we'll go through and do all of those. Vendor all of those. That's quite good. Jewel crafting. If not many have banked the needed jewel crafting gems on your server. Yes, I imagine I probably missed that market certainly. People were doing all those solo group things to maximise their cloaks. Yes, I think so, Metcat. I think cooking will be quite a good one for that. Just got Island Mod gloves with a sell price of 8k. Very nice, Rose. Congratulations. So let's have a look at this armour, what we've got here. Did I just sell the wrong armour? Let me just check that. The wrong weapon, sorry. No, I didn't. For a minute there I thought I put the wrong weapon on. Let me just check my character. He has got the decent things on, that's good. Phew. So let's have a look at this armour. Again, nothing that's too high. Region market of 3.5 was that one. So those ones could be potentials, though the wave crash one. As could that one, possibly over 1,000. And that one's at a few thousand. That one's at a massive price of 73. So there's a few odd things here. So let's make up a group that we could potentially sell a few of these things for, and see if we can get ourselves a decent little transmog group going here. So what server do I play on? I am on Shadowsong EU. Sold 40k worth of Hexweed bags today. I think people are buying them for their Volpera right now. Just nice for you that you can sell them for 1,300 now and not 300 when they can see them beside Deep Sea. Exactly. You never know. You never know. Hexweed might still be the favoured one. So you're on Terra Mill. You're on Silver Moon. Fantastic. It's good to see a good spread of people over different servers. Right, what was I doing? Where am I? Okay, so let's make a transmog group. I do have a transmog group, and what's the group operation on here? So transmog DB region, so it's a fairly simple one. Let's have a look at the posting operation. 48 hours, only a single item at a time, and it's a really simple. So the minimum price is DB region sale average, and maximum price is 150% DB region market, and normal price is DB region market. So that's a pretty good, just rough ballpark. I think that should be pretty okay. Sachi Mia, thank you very much for the follow. I hope I got your name right. You're Argent Dawn, you're on Steam Weedle, you're on Illidan. Wow. That usable bag will be bad for selling previous bags. Spending all your cash to level BFA tailoring. Hopefully it pays off. If you can get tools of the trade, that's a good position to be in, certainly. Because obviously it allows you to collect up more cloth, which is always useful. You just sniped 150 Savage Blood for 42 gold. Such an easy 1200 gold flip. Very nice when you can do that, certainly. So I'm going to keep that that group as it is. We just need to add in some of the items here. So let's have a look. We'll ignore item variations on for this, I think. And then we'll go through and have a look at the things we have. So we'll check each of these. Like that one's over 1,000, so that's going in the list. And that one I'm kind of tempted to put on anyway, because it kind of makes a set. And I like the idea of making a set. I do this with my tailoring. I prefer to sort of like sell a bit of everything. So if someone's looking for something, you never know, they might go for that as well. So I'm going to go through and just check some of these. Reef Walker Striders. That's got a good region market. Min buyout is 511. That's slightly more than my region sales, so that's okay. And the same with this belt. I haven't collected the appearance on that, but it's got a good price. As have the leggings. That's a very wildly different price. And the van braces. Again, it's under 1,000. Let's stick it on and see what happens. And then going on down, and then this wave crash, let's try those two as well. We'll add those items into our transmog group. So then we can post those on. See if we can make ourselves some actual gold on our inscription character. So let's go through. I think that starter equipment I can probably get rid of now. Don't think there's anything there I'm selling. So let's post these on. One's below minimum price. The Wave Crash Buckle at 242. As it is just a waste item, maybe we're better off vendoring that one. Let's post those on though. Looks like that's not working, so let's just click on that instead. Oh, I haven't got the macro set up, that must be it. Let me just see if I can update that. Macros, scroll wheel, up, down, control key, update existing macro. That should work. There we go. Apollo WK, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. You spent 500 Dark Moon tickets last night on the transmog gear. You bought sets as well, thinking you buy one of the items and might buy more in the same go. I think so, definitely. But it's nice to have them anyway, if you don't mind posting them all on. So let me just check this starter equipment group. I'm not sure I still have the starter equipment. I'm not sure it even sells. Let's just have a look. Yeah, there's nothing really in there, so let's get rid of that group. Or delete that one. So we do have a lot of herbs here. So we were looking at leveling up our inscription. So we can have a look, see if there's anything we can buy here. See if we can up our stock of everything we've got. So let's have a look here. I know Awakening has a lot of stuff, but we're doing the same on this character who's got 15,000 gold currently. So we're just focusing on BFA herbs for now. I want to see if I can get this inscription leveled up first and then take it from there. Feels good to do a cancel scan after 30 minutes and have 0 undercuts. Even better, yes. 2 minutes and at least one of the 33 items is undercut. Okay, that's not quite so good, Mushy. I just joined. What am I up to? So we have this character is Samadan, one of my latest alts. He is currently learning BFA inscription. So most of his gold is currently gotten through doing world quests and the odd things like that, getting in preparation for learning inscription. Inscription is currently about 50 or 60, I think. We need to buy some more herbs though, so we're looking at things that are cheaper than I've already bought them for, or things that are really cheap to mill, like that at 6 gold. Anything under 10 gold would be quite useful for skill up at this point, so I'm going to buy just that one lot of 6. That's the cheapest herb at the moment available. Not a lot else available at a cheap price. The sea stalks currently at 684, so that's not quite so good. The Zinanthid we saw was quite cheap on Awakening. I'm not sure I'm at that stage where I need that with this character, so I'm going to leave that for now. So we'll just take that, and then we'll head on over, see what stock we have got, because we do have quite a few herbs already. And then we need to look at our leveling of inscription at its current state. So we are at 80 of 175. Now last time I looked at this we were mass milling, I think, and that got us up to 80. And then we were going to make, I believe it was War Scrolls, I'm not sure which one. Let me just have a look, and we'll bring up WoW Professions. I know I could use Zygor for this, but I'm going to use WoW Professions as it's free for everyone. And we're going to go over here and look at the profession leveling guides. So we're having a look at this at the moment. So we're going into inscription, and we're looking to level this up at the moment. Let me just move my windows around for a moment. There we go. Check prices on Dreamweave, Failwater, National Glory. Oh yes, yeah, I remember Wave. You did mention that. Let's do that now, whilst you've got my attention. You've got my attention. So that is Legion Herbs, isn't it? Let's run a shopping scan. So we're looking at Dreamweave, Fellwort, and Astral Glory. So Dreamleaf is at 9 gold, Astral Glory's 766, and what was the other one? Fellwort. I don't think I've got that in the list here. Let me have a look. It doesn't look like there's anything on at the moment, actually. What did I miss there? Oh, Delicious, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. And Fox and Star and basically everything. Yep, so we'll just have a quick look at that at the moment. Yeah, because Mushy would say to me to buy everything under 8 gold on this. So Aethryl's looking a reasonable price if I could do something with that. Tomorrow we'll have enough gold for a token, and while you do, to finish your Heritage Storm collection, you might keep the gold. Potential investment for 8.8. Good idea. The Fox and Star and Fians doesn't give a lot of sallow ink at the moment. Okay. Finding that it's gearing, a druid dual farmer is the pain, but needed so you don't die if you aggro 3 to 4 mobs. It is, but I find gearing's not too bad if you can get the right world quests, certainly. What was the... that can be obtained only Legion Herb daily quests. Oh, right, okay, thank you, Metcat. There we go. So those are the items there, okay. Mr. Honkin, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Loving the depths. Good to have you here. Just shopping scan those. Thank you, Derp. Very kind of you to say so. So those items are the ones you're saying to look at. What are those items? Let me just try and import those and have a look at what they are. Import. Let's say if we were to put these into the main group and just have a look at what they are first, because I've probably already got them in something. So let's paste those item numbers in there, Import into herbs. So that's Aetherial, Astral Glory, Dreamleaf, Fellwort, Fjarnskegel, Foxglad, Starlight Rose, and the Seed. Okay, so that's pretty much all the Legion stuff, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. I'll cancel that because I think I've got in my groups here Legion herbs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got those already in my list here on Legion herbs. It's only missing item from Black Fathom Dips. Wow. Okay, just one thing to get. That must be tough. Definitely. It's a little weird making 9% of my gold in old world crafts, but if it works, go for it. Definitely. I was like, how do I get my monk ordered? But I found it. I just use my how to get your monk. Oh yes, use the teleport. Yes, that's right. Just enjoying life. Oh, and getting heart attack sauce playing EFT currently. What's EFT? Okay, so we do have that on our list of things to look out for. So that was in my shopping scan as it stands at the moment. When I get to the Legion stage, I'll keep an eye on this. I guess the seed could possibly be useful. I'm not sure exactly yet at this point. That is a small chance of sallow pigment, better chance of roseate pigment from the look of that. Oh, escape from Tarkov. Okay. No, okay, not for that. Okay. I'll look into that one. I'm going to do BFA first because I want to get that leveled up first. And I've got a limited amount of gold. 1 roseate per 5 seeds. Okay. I've got around 100-ish marks of honour and 50,000 linen. Do you think Uncanny Gear will be good to sell in 8.3? Or should you sell the linen in bulk for expulsion buyers? I'd wait, see what Uncanny Gear does. I know a lot of people are probably going to sort of hinge their hopes on Uncanny Gear, and it may or may not pay off because I don't know what the demand's going to be like for it yet. So I got a feeling it may strengthen as 8.3 gets a bit more mature. So there may not be initial sales. So I would just test your market on your server. Maybe make a few. Just see how they go first. It seems the auction house error is only happening on stackable items, transmogs and crafted post-fire. Oh, okay, interesting. Bought one day 2,000 Fellwort at 3 gold each. Wow, that's pretty good. So I'll keep an eye out for that kind of thing. Certainly. You're always short of sallow, bane of a crafter's life. Okay, so that's going to be my inscription life in the future, certainly. Let's see what we can do with what we've got at the moment, though. So inscription wise, we are currently, where were we at? We were at 80 of 175, and looking at the learning BFA inscription, we got up to 80, was here, and then it suggests make the War Scroll of Battle Shout, which needs 64 crimson ink. So the War Scroll Battle Shout is this one. So we've got some crimson ink. We've made that ourselves out of our distilled water and crimson pigments we already have. So we could probably make a few more of these. We need to go and buy ourselves, what was that, some light parchment. So let's actually get some of that first so we can see the number of this increase. So we only make use of the ones we need. Let's go head on over to the alchemist, no, the inscriptionist rather, which is over here. And you're probably going to sell me some light parchment. There we go. So let's buy a stack of that for the moment. I imagine we're going to need this in supply. Scribe, yeah, that's the one. And then we'll have a look here. Okay, so we can make 2. We need to make 5. So let's make enough crimson ink until we can make 5 of these War Scrolls of Battle Shout. That was correct, wasn't it? It actually says to make 8 of them. Okay, so we'll go up to 8. We'll see how this goes. Side note, you can get light parchment on the Tundra Mammoth. Okay, that's good to know, Panoramic Druid. Probably also the Brutosaur, I imagine. But the problem with that is if your faction isn't great, don't you pay the full price for it? Because it isn't faction specific. So are you better off, if you have got a good faction, buying it from the person that can give you a discount? It wasn't even a snipe, people just dumped the herbs. Even better. Yeah, as Rose said, you don't get the rep discount. So we're up to 6 of these. This isn't too bad. Just a question of how far away from the vendor. Yeah, when you're not in somewhere like Borealis where you've got access to them, then that's definitely worth it. Time is of the essence. Malvern, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Oh, we've got up to 8 already. So we need to get up to 85 here. Do these actually sell, would be my first question. War Scroll or Battle Shout? I should have checked this earlier first. Increase target attack power by 7. Sale rate of 0.28. That's not great, but that's not terrible either. And GW92, thank you very much for the follow. And so looking at this, min buyout 289, crafting costs 191, based off of Crimson Ink being 191. Okay. Mythic Plus users use it often. Okay. They sell well on your server. Okay, so this is a good start. So what I would look at this is, okay, let's make these 8. And we'll put these on the auction house. Let's make a group for these. This is our first BFA inscription attempt at selling something. And the Brutosaur has a cooking mats too, but it's a lot more expensive than the Sensdai Borealis vendors if you're exalted. This is true. Right, so we're up to, I actually got to 87 for that, for the Battle Shout. That was a good start. So let's make a group for this. We'll come along here and so base groups. Okay, so we need a new group here. I'm going to call this group Inscription. And then we'll make a subgroup of this. And we'll call this War Scroll. And we'll add in our first War Scroll of Battle Shout. We'll add that one in. And now an operation for this. Let's have a look. So I guess something based on crafting would be the best option here. So what I'll do is I'll bring up my bag so I can see the War Scroll and see the tooltip at the same time. So War Scroll is, that's a pilgrimage scroll. Consumable, there it is. War Scroll of Battle Shouts. Let's just move that over here so I can see the tooltip, and that over here so I can see that one. Primal Weaving, 828 hex weave. Wow, okay, 10,000 fur, that's a lot. Let's have a look at this operation. So crafting operation we'll look into in a moment. Auctioning operation, let's add something in here. So let's create a new operation for this, and we'll call this crafting DB market. And now will people buy, how I'm thinking stack size, but that's going to be irrelevant soon. So, so I'm thinking crafting DB market multi, as in multiple items, if I can spell that correctly. Multi. There we go. Crafting DB market multiple. So that's multiples. Wingdogs, thank you very much for the follow. Collateral damage from a raw beast hide farming. Well, fair enough. You got 17 ults with wolf cages and running constantly. You're not kind to the wolf population in Nagrand. I can imagine. Saddest part of the patch is not considering stacks. it is and it isn't. It does make it convenient for a lot of people though, but it does take that element out of the gold making arsenal of things that we could do to make gold. I just found 51,000 ultramarine pigment in one of your alt guild banks. Very nice. Yeah, for us definitely, Metcat, you're right. So let's have a look at this. We'll go into posting. I might stick this at 48 hours for the moment. Now post cap. I'd have to see really how many are being posted at the moment. There are currently 39 auctions. I wonder what kind of stack size they do actually come in, but I'm going to increase this cap anyway, so let's make it 20. We're going to do them, let's do them individually for the moment, and then we'll probably have to reset this once 8.3 comes out anyway. And what do we do with the pigments? So you have no idea or use for them. Oh right, okay, for ultramarine. You can just buy all the herbs you need for cars and buy up 30 different stacks 2 times a day. Even better. You have no idea what to do with them either. Okay, that could be interesting then. Right, so price settings. This is going to be irrelevant soon, so I'm not going to bother too much about this at the moment. So let's think of our minimum price. So minimum price will be the maximum between 110% crafting, so I always like to add a little bit of a margin on it. Crafting. Now what would be a reasonable percentage of DB market? I guess something like 60% of DB market, or market, and then something like, again, 60% of DB region market average. Those will be the 3 factors that I want to take into account here. That works. Take the zeros off. Put them on the auction house if the turn-in. That's about it. Okay. You had 420 in mind. No worries. The ink sell faster. Okay. Rustbolt contract is 5,000 on your server. Want to bet they do not sell. I don't know how the contract's doing at the moment. I've certainly got a few of them here at the moment that I haven't made myself, but they could be useful in the future. Although I think most people have kind of gone beyond that stage, haven't they? I want to mill and make... someone wants to know, like, you want to mill and make inks yourself, exactly. So let's go for our maximum price here. Let's do it as a base off of this one, but we're going to add in... let's try 400% crafting and 160 DB market and 160 DB region market, and then normal will be something. Now, do I want the max of these? Probably. I probably do. Let's go 100 and, no, let's go 200% crafting. I don't know what the crafting differences are going to be really. I might have to fiddle with that figure a little bit, and I could get rid of this completely, but I'll keep it at 100% for the moment. Or 1,000%. Let's have a look at what's the biggest between those. So I wouldn't normally do maximum here. Normally I'd probably do average between these two. But let's have a look. Well, an average between those two certainly. So let's look at the tooltip for War Scrolls here and see what kind of prices we actually get, and see whether the numbers look like they make sense. So we've got a crafting cost of 191 gold. The minimum price is coming out at 210. So that will be based off of crafting more than anything else. Looking at the min buyout currently is 289, so there is a profit there, as we saw there, 97 gold profit. A normal price of 382, so that is quite a little bit higher than the region market and the market. So that's probably the crafting cost that is causing that. So let me just adjust that slightly. The crafting is going to throw that out a little bit too much. So let's make it something like 150% crafting. And this one make it 200% crafting. And then let's have a look at the tooltips now. So now it's the normal price is 315, which is what our market value currently is. And then our max price is coming out at 505, which is a reasonable bump up. So I like those numbers. I'm happy to go with those for the moment. Bow and Arrow, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. 630 to go. Okay. Will you go back to my tiller farm in 8.3 as we kind of go to be close to it? Well, that's a good point, Robin Hood. It would be nice to, because Awakening has the full farm going anyway. It would be nice to have it on my other characters as well, especially El Morte, who's doing all of the transmutes based around that, certainly. I was farming for 6 Sky Golems, but even multi-boxing spirits, it's really slow. Wow. Hopefully it won't be too boring for you, certainly, Bow and Arrow, but good to have you here nonetheless. What did I miss up here? Rose, while farming wolves, you make 1750 gold per min. The contracts still sell, do you say, Adriana? Okay, good to know. Darkhanger, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely evening so far. So we're just checking in on our first lot of inscription here. We made some war scrolls. First thing that we could possibly sell for a profit. So let's put these 8 that we made on the auction house with those prices that we just set. Let me check what kind of stacks they're going for at the moment. Where's my bags gone? Let me just check these. So currently, are they going in stacks or singly? Okay, that's interesting. Everything else is much higher here. So this is going for 449, and this is going for 289. So at this point, I think I'm going to just come in manually. I'm going to ignore this one at 289. I'm going to come in straight here. I'm going to do this manually at this point. Oh no, I just clicked the wrong button. I clicked buy out by mistake. Oops, I meant to click post. Oh, that was a mistake. So we'll post in at this at the moment. Also 1 stack of 8 max, and we'll do that. That was 24 hours as well. I must be getting tired. Okay, so let's go buy those and post them back on, and hopefully won't have lost too much gold. Mistakes were made, certainly. Kind of so. Got a chance to check in with you. How have things been going? Excited for changes on Tuesday? I am very much indeed, kind of sir. Good to have you here, even if it is just right at the end. Hold on, there we go. Best way to probably find Golden Lotus and do Heart of Fear runs. Oh, okay. Don't feel bad, you've done that way too many times for the amount of time you have played. Yeah, definitely keen. It happens to us all. Yes, I have been live. Now Samadan has no money. I know, what did I buy that for? That was 1,300. So that was a fair chunk of my gold, unfortunately. So we'll take those as it is, and we'll post them back on and see if we can generate a sale. Hopefully. Let's see what we can do. So let's just bring up, make sure we do this correctly. It was only 3, so that's not too bad. Let's post them at the same price. Let's go here and post. Let's go 48 hours this time. 5 silver for that, and rescan. Now it would be tempting. I don't know the market, but I would be tempted to buy these at 289. I don't really know how good the sale rate really is, but seeing that everything else is up higher, I would be tempted to buy these. There's only 4 of them, so let's go for it. As we bought those 3 by mistake anyway, that way we can see if we can get some money back this way. So let's buy those. It's a small risk given the gold that I've got, and it's a good way to test the market out and learn what's going to work well for us or not. If it works, then great, we'll do more of it, and if it doesn't work, then we haven't really lost a great amount. So let's post these on manually. Actually, now we can check our posting group now that I've got these. So let's check this. see if it works. War Scroll, run post scan, and so War Scroll, the Battle Shout, coming on for 449 gold. We're posting 4 single stacks for this one, so let's post that on and see what happens. Just has to be done another moment, that's fair enough. Good night, chapter, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I am going to be finishing up here myself, actually. I think this is probably a good point to finish as well, because we've just tested the market a little bit. We did some operations, and we've got inscription a little bit further forward, which is a great start. And then we can just keep inching forward, do a little bit more development on this, and see how it goes. I could repost the enchants, but I think at this stage I'm happy to leave it. What I will do is probably repost them first thing in the morning, do a quick cancel scan then, as that can be quite useful to me, being up so early as I am. Shall we see if we can find someone to throw a host over to? What have we got at the moment? We have... we have our Nota is on. We have... oh, Persephone's actually cooking. Interesting. And our Nota is on. And Farmer True is on. It's from the WoW cookbook, is it? Well, let's go have a look. Warcraft cookie stream. That could be interesting. I haven't been able to throw Persephone a host, so I'll just have a quick look, and we'll see if we can. It's slightly different to my regular host that I throw on over. I've never seen many cooking streams. I'll wait for that ad to run and see what it looks like. But as Samadan does love his cooking, it would be a good thing to post over. It's a long advert. I'll have to wait for a moment. Has it come through? There we go. Okay, this could be interesting. Crispy pack wings and Pandaren plum wine. Okay, let's go on over and throw a host over to Persephone. Let's make sure I spell it correctly. Get that there. Post. It's all the N-A-E. Make sure I've got that sorted. Yes, I think that's working. So, big thank you to everyone who hung out in the stream tonight. Really loved your company. Thank you all for the amazing chat. You were all brilliant. It was great. Sorry if I didn't manage to catch up all of it. It was moving so fast, but it was absolutely lovely. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the Wowhead blog this week. All about 8.3. So I hope you have a lovely 8.3 launch this week ahead. I hope you have lots of fun with the new auction house. I'll post up as much as I can when I can, as time allows. And until next time, we'll go and enjoy some cooking with Persephone. And I will see you next week from myself and Oreo, who's asleep behind me on the fleece over there. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Until next time, happy gold making.